Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. Most fans thought the story was simple. Eric Ten Hag got the sack, and Rúben Amorim became the manager. But there is a story behind this, and what if I told you this? There was another manager, Man United were seriously considering behind the scenes, and almost nobody knew about it at the time. According to Andy Mitten, Thiago Motta was actually being put forward to the club as the next big thing in coaching before Rúben Amorim got the job. And the really interesting part, this was happening quietly inside the club during the INEOS transition. No leaks, no media noise, nothing. So tonight we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk what if Thiago Motta was hired as the manager, and why were INEOS actually interested in him. So we will talk about it, and we will talk about what would have happened if he got the job instead of Amorim. There's also other updates tonight. We're going to talk about Mason Mount injury updates. He will be back eventually. There are some Dio Monday Leipzig rumors, and there are other updates on Barcola. So guys, girls, stay tuned, and Stu, I, and Mark will be back after the intro. So see you guys in a second. Yes. Welcome back to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker, and with me tonight I have Stu Woolley and Mark Langridge from United Lens. So, guys, welcome to the show. Everybody who's tuned in, welcome. Let's just get going with the update, because Andy Mitten reported that that Man United apparently were into Thiago Motta, the Bologna manager at the time. We were after him, but it ended up with him going to Juventus, and us hiring Rúben Amorim. But the story is more complex, because we have a guy called Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and when we know about Thiago Motta, he played a very unconventional system. Some people call it a 2-7-2 formation, with the goalkeeper high up like an outfield player in between the two centre backs playing out. I would actually call it more of a 4-3-3 with wing backs instead of full backs, but it is what it is. It's for the hipsters to judge. But in my opinion, it could have been really interesting. I don't think we ever had the personnel to play the Thiago Motta style, but Sir Jim Ratcliffe were actually quite excited for this guy, and we had Onana at the time, and he wanted to play this aggressive style with the goalkeeper high up the pitch, the extra man, and the unconventional way, the billionaire way, my way or the highway. So it's quite interesting. I don't know what's your take on it, guys, but let's say hi to the panel, and Stu, you can go first. So you heard about this rumor. So what's your take? Would you have been excited if you had hired Thiago Motta at the time?
What, Mr. Failed Juventus? Absolutely not. Not at all. Not a hope. I looked at his clown formation as well, and what people were talking about. He was quite successful in lower league football, wasn't he? Bologna, Spezia, which is fine. But it's worth bearing in mind that Juventus replaced him with the one and the only, the legendary Igor Tudor, and we all know how he's doing in the Premier League so far. Look, Motta was a brilliant footballer, a very, very good player, but not the best players turn their hand into management, do they? In fact, most of the best managers that have ever come weren't great players. I think Brian Clough may well have been the exception to the rule, because he was an exceptional striker. He got injured very early in his career. I think he retired at 27. That's for injury, something like that. Cloughy, but very prolific. But for me, no. I mean, look, his system, as you quite rightly say, was a a 5-3-2 and a 4-3-3. There you go. I mean, it was as simple as that, really. But he did suggest that he come up with this radical formation, didn't he? And the way that he wanted to play wing backs, which are full backs, flood the midfields, and use a heavily or a three across the front. So, look, I've said before, me and you have been on the channels talking about it all the time. Me and Mark have spoken about it either. The formations are still the same. It's an irrelevance what you pick and where you push them in. Ultimately, it's either a 5-4-1, a 3-5-2. That's all you can do. 4-4-2, 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. That's all you can do. You've only got 10 outfield players to play with. So if you want to do, 2 at the back and 7 in the middle and whatever up front, you can do what you like. Go ahead. It's just crazy. So I would imagine it was kept secret, Jarvis, for a reason. And that reason would be embarrassment, because I don't think most people would have taken to Thiago Motta. I think if you're going to pick from Italy at the time, you would have picked Simone Inzaghi any day and the week. And whether we thought Inzaghi would be any good, I'm not quite sure. So I'm not surprised. I don't know why it's come out. I don't know who's leaked it, who's found out. I can't imagine he's in the kind of bracket of managers that we're looking at. I think it's a mistake, or would be a mistake, if we got him, we brought him in. I don't think players would play for him. Again, I refer to Igor Tudor at Tottenham. They're not playing for him. They don't like him, and I think our players are that childish on occasions. They would do exactly the same. So, not really impressed with it. I don't know why it's come out, and he wouldn't have rocked my boat at all. I thought somebody in Amorim, I must admit, I did. Everything that we saw at Sporting Lisbon, the way that he played, the way that he attacked, the way that he used Gyökeres, the way he used the wing backs, Quenda, for example, was absolutely superb. And look what happened when he came to a club of the stature of Manchester United. And as Juventus hold a similar stature, don't they, in terms of their history, in terms of their serial winners also. But ultimately, he couldn't hack it at Juventus. Why the hell could he hack it at Manchester United? So for me, no. And I don't know. I don't know what truth is in it, but it'd be
well, it's Andy Mitten reporting it, and he has sources inside the club, so I would say the sources are quite good when it comes to this. And but for me, I'm always been curious about what other manager we went for at the time, and the official story only went for Amorim and got him. It was all a potato head Ume Barada mission, and we ended up with Amorim, but. It's good actually to know that we were looking for other managers. So, Mark, what's your take on this 2-7-2 formation, or whatever you want to call it? I don't know why they call it a 2-7-2. It's a hipster thing.
Well, must be a hipster because they're thing. Reading it from left to right. That's why they call it a 2-7-2 when that's not a formation even possible on a pitch. But yeah, I knew we were linked to him. He was one of the managers I said about going for, but he would be great for football in the Premier League, but no club would allow him the time it would take to build a team capable of playing it. So I actually done a lot of work on Thiago Motta for one of my coaching badges. So because he was playing something different. We always talk about half spaces and things like that. Basically, that's what his tactic is. You fill up every space where you wouldn't expect someone to be. So talk about playing off the shoulder or something like that. So when you're scanning, it's about always being, if you like, on the blind side, left or right, and things like that. A goalkeeper playing between two centre-backs, we see that all day long in the Premier League now. In build-up play. How many goalkeepers dribble it out and the centre-backs drop either side of him to receive the pass? So that was nothing new. But yeah, he played a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, as you can see from that. That's what it is. If you read it from top to bottom, you can only just add him in as the goalkeeper in as a ball-playing goalkeeper. So having Onana at the time, he was the perfect kind of goalkeeper he would expect if you class him as a good ball-playing goalkeeper. anyone that's not a United fan might have done that, but you know, we saw him for his true colours, and that wasn't the thing. But it was his formations all about speed of movement, hard work. You know, the fluid shape where no one can just stay in one position. You couldn't say I'm the striker. No, mate, you might have to pop up at left back because how you're rotating through all of it. High press, high running stats. It doesn't work at top teams because top teams have players who want to be the best in that position and they don't want to work hard. And yeah, that's what I mean. I would have loved him at Man United. It would have been something different. And let's be fair, that's why we went for Amorim, right? It was something different.
It was something different. It didn't work out well.
But different, and players who want to be the best, they don't go together. It only works at the lower level. So Bologna, if you look at the players that left Bologna when he left, they've all gone on to do well. Calafiore at Arsenal. He took the striker with him to Juventus, who stayed there. There was someone else, I can't think, someone else who's gone on to like do well once he's left from the same team. So he built good players who have stepped up. So it's a bit like Mbumo for us, coming from Brentford to United. You know, we talk about all the transfer speculations from the lower levels. This is where they work well for a manager like Thiago because he demands hard work and they want to work hard because they want to get that big move. And then it's down to just, do you keep doing it when you do get the move? But he's a madman. I think that was his nickname or something. It was something that had mad in the title. But why not? Stu, if we keep saying that there's only like 4 formations you can play, whichever way you want to look at it, 4-4-2, 4-3, you know, 5 at the back, or whether it's 3 at the back. On paper, it's still defense, midfield, attack, right? That's however we're going to read it.
Absolutely.
But if he can start, so he ran his vertical. That's where the 7 came from. So it was almost like a 2-2-2-2-2-2, and the keeper being that making the odd one.
Yeah,
and they just had to split in different things. So it was like 2 defenders, 2 wide players, 2 midfielders, 2 wide players. It was just doing that up the pitch. It was mental, but it worked. Yeah,
you know,
but it was all about triangles, Jarvis. It was all about triangles. So from a tactical point of view, it makes sense.
Yeah, but you know, the passing angles. This is the Serbi. We talked about this yesterday. It's the Serbi thing. You know, he also used to push the goalkeeper. You know, you have to have. You used was it Steele who was their goalkeeper, or Raya was the goalkeeper in the Serbi's first? Yeah, Sanchez. Sorry,
Sanchez
who can't play a pass to save his life for Chelsea.
No, he can't. Look, I've looked at his system before and it always made me chuckle, but we all know that's a system that you could easily quash, and that's the problem. It's one of those where you could strangle it quite early doors.
I remember watching Aston Villa do it to Brighton. They waited. They knew what the trigger was, where they had to pass from. They couldn't go any further. And they ended up running in behind them because they've had 5 or 6 in the first half.
Yeah, and I think that's what would happen with Motta. And I think he got found out eventually, because as adventurous as that system was, and I get it. Look, I get the idea behind it, because, Mark, we have sat here before, Jarvis, we've sat here before. There's only so much you can do on football because of the circumference of the pitch and the amount of players that are in there. 22 players on a football pitch. There's only so much you can do. And everybody's looking for that extra yard, 2 yards, 3 yards of space they can work in to make something happen. And managers are brilliant at closing the pocket, aren't they? Look what Newcastle did to us. Shut the pocket off completely. There wasn't a pocket at all because we didn't push up high enough. We didn't worry or bully.
You'd run in behind.
Yeah, exactly. And when they were booking, we didn't try and beat a single man to create a small overload, but an overload. And so, for me, Motta was never. But then again, I thought Amorim would be something we could work with, and that wasn't the case. So, where do we go from here is my point. And I don't know if you heard last night's show, Mark, but I was reiterated my Ancelotti point. Yes, I know we're not going to get him, etc. I know, but for me, it's the only option.
I'm in 100% agreement with that. And there's no such thing as you're not going to get him if you don't put.
You got to try. You got to try.
You don't say how much you want for him. We'll buy him out of that contract. One thing, I think Joel's just put it. No, he wasn't allowed to play those tactics at Juventus. So what? Again, a bit like Man United. why bring in a manager and you don't want to let him play those tactics? You're bringing him in, but you don't let him do his job. So,
and with the players
not play that way. Juventus have a way of playing, right? Manchester United have a way of playing.
Yeah, and to be fair, would these players have bought into it?
No,
we know the answer to that, don't we?
They wouldn't be capable either. It's all about strong central, fast midfield players. Who can do box to box. Well, we just leave it at that, right? Straight away. And they run them into the ground. It's a combination of like Pep Guardiola and Diego Simeone. Put those two together, and in his brain, and it's like all that hard pressing and being everywhere all at once, smothering everything while being structured. How do you smother and structure? It's like I say, when he got it right, he took teams apart in Italy with Bologna. But
when he got it right,
Mark.
But he got him European football. And
I heard a different story about Motta, and they called it relationalism, and it's about proximity and players playing in almost no positional play, and they had freedom to roam and play every position. And he liked to overload. He liked to overload the wide areas on both sides, and he could put 7 men on one side. So again, someone asked in the chat, how can you compare him to the Serbian? The Serb is so much more structured when it comes to positions. He wants his players, his wingers to be high up the pitch, be ready, to stretch the pitch and make the pitch as big as possible. That's not the Thiago Motta, as far as I know. It was more about players making individual choices and keeping close proximity, finding the right solutions together, and not having a strict numerical system.
Well, we've got a bunch of players that can't even follow simple instructions. So, you may as well just
exactly.
You may as well just.
Zerbi's is all on a trigger anyway. It's wait for the pass, and then it's 1-2 touch passing, and it's blind passing. You play the pass, and they should be there because it's chessboard. And that's how he marks the pitch out for training. He marks it into squares. So if I'm standing in this square, you receive the ball here. The runner will be there. That's where you put the ball blindly, playing it around the corner, which is why it becomes, once you start picking up on those patterns, you go, I know where he's going to put it. Bang, interception, counter. So Zerbi is the worst manager for Man United because he's too dedicated. The players won't have it. Those kind of players will not. He has.
We might as well. We might as well go for Conte.
Yeah. But Conte's got something behind him. He's got titles.
That'll make Bombaye happy.
Bombaye.
It'll make him very happy. I think it's going to be hugely interesting. Said last night, Mark, that if we don't have him in by May, whoever it is, it's got to be done in May. They don't have to announce it, but the manager has to be in place in May.
A contract has to be in place secretly.
You don't have to announce it, but it's got to be ready.
I don't think it's possible not to announce it in this day and age because you've got to go get players. Players are going to want to know who the manager is. An agent's going to end up leaking it out just because his player isn't going. It's a threat. So I 100% agree with you, but at the same time, I can't see it happening because of how everything is these days.
We're just in such a mess, aren't we, when you consider it? I mean, we were talking about possible, I know Jarvis will go through it in a minute, we were talking about possible midfield options, and we were talking about last night again, that the need to get in a player to, complement Kobe Mainoo, but as well, replace him when needed. We don't want KB playing every single minute of the game, and who then do you put alongside him? Who's going to complement him in a six? Who do you bring in to run? Hayden Hackney maybe someone you can bring in to play as a squad for Kobe, that type of thing. But our financial outlay this summer, when you consider we've got to put in for a manager, and there may well be compensation, plus our signings we're going to have to do is going to be absolutely huge, astronomical.
It's got to be close to $500 million.
It's got to be. I agree.
And I know you're saying Kobe, and I'm not saying this for clicks or anything like that, but Mainu ain't going to play in the midfield under a new manager. He's not. If he go out and buy 2 midfielders, Mainu will not play because he cannot.
Mark, I don't know if you read the latest, but we are buying Baleba or that's that other guy who comes from France, that midfielder, a combative midfielder. I can't remember his name right now, but no, not Sangare. No, the guy we have been linked to, but none of them are Elliot Anderson or Wharton or Tonali, to say it like that. And apparently now we are trying to get in players to accommodate Kobe Mainu. I talked about this week ago or so. We will try to get players to accommodate Kobe Mainu because this is how we work. We work on impulse. We don't have a long-term plan. And now Kobe Mainu has done well, let's say, fairly well in the last 6-7 games, and now we are suddenly putting him as our main midfielder, and we are going to accommodate him by bringing him in another midfielder. And this is how the club works. Unfortunately, we don't work as a big club, and you know, I think it will be a disaster. I think it will be a catastrophe if we bring in, let's say, Baleba and go for Kobe Mainu and Baleba as our 2 main midfielders for next season. I think we will be fighting relegation, actually, if that's our master plan. Because
the average height be 5'2" in midfield.
Yeah, he's not tall, is he, Baleba? He's not tall, is he?
No, yeah. Agume, yes, Agume. Yeah, that's big up. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. That's the other guy. So again, you know, I'm not sure where we are going with this, because the window now, we are linked to so many players. But apparently,
that's what I don't listen to. I don't listen to them. I'll say the ones I want to see, but until someone actually gets a medical, we ain't buying any of these midfielders. Because it's Manchester United. I've grown up being linked with 40 players every window for one position. Do you know what I mean? It's like anyone who wants a contract, anyone who's, you know, wants to move on, or this guy, why? You know, ours aren't good enough. We know they both need replacing because they can't run. It's not about ball thing. It's about fitness in the Premier League, right? It's about sprinting and box to box work. And how many times have we seen either Casemiro or Kobe Mainu get run past? So I done a video last night regarding our central midfield, and it's all to do with high pressing. We can't press high with 2 people. We can't run in midfield. You have to do a mid block, because every time Bruno comes out and does that front press in a 2, there's now a massive gap between the midfielders, and there will always be an extra man in there. So we all know who we would want. I'd probably take Anderson and Walton first choice out of the Premier League. I don't think Tonali's an option. That's purely that. But, you know, Bruno G and Tonali would be my first choice option for Manchester United. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? But we could. I mean, you could probably get Gomez out of Wolves for less than 50, and then that should give you a nice chunk of money to get a Tonali. But
how good is Gomez? How good will Gomez be? Will the midfield be Gomez and Mainu then next season?
Too small.
So where are we going with this? Are we accommodating Kobe Mainu, or are we replacing Kobe Mainu and Casemiro with better midfielders? Because for me, this is the biggest question, and it tells me about how the club are thinking and where we are going. Are they actually serious about us challenging for the league, or are they just trying to stabilize the ship, cut costs, and just drag us through the next couple of seasons, and hopefully we will get rid of Onana and Luke Shaw and Mount and all of these players on high wages, and they can start building from scratch with young players with a couple of seasons of experience.
Wolves have got better players than you think. A lot better.
Going to be in the top teams, but we can't.
Yeah, well, but we are talking about
relegation.
Mark, we are talking about Champions League experience. You know, we are going most likely to compete in the Champions League next season. If we bring in Baleba, if we bring in Gomez, if we bring in all of these players that we have been linked to, not even Wharton, even Elliot Anderson, none of them have Premier League, no Champions League experience.
How many
You know,
Champions
it
League
takes a special
experience
type
players
of
are in
player
Bodo
to
Glimt?
be able to play every Wednesday, every Saturday, every Tuesday, every Sunday. You know, it takes a special type of player. You have to be the best of the best. And for me, are we going for the best of the best?
Jarvis, then we'll sign the whole of the Bodo Glimt thing for a couple of million then, yeah?
We haven't got
yeah? What's their experience?
We don't have the money, do we, for...
No, but my point is all this Champions League experience, you either want to play and you have determination to do it, or you don't. Bodo Glimt have not got a team full of Champions League experienced players, have they? And they're beating Inter Milan. So putting all of that...
No, but they started building their experience through the Conference League qualifying, playing games, and then the Europa League qualifying, competing, and suddenly coming to the semi-final, and now they're in the next stage. So they're always like stretching for the next level. So it's hard. You know, Mourinho talked about this, the heritage. And now when we are losing Casemiro, for me, you know, I'm a little bit worried. And if Bruno goes, who do we have left with you know, top tier experience and the know-how?
Okay, so if Bruno went and we got Cole Palmer, would you say he's got Champions League experience? Or has he played in the Champions League? What is experience and what is playing in the Champions League? There's a big difference to having one season in Champions League.
Yeah. I get your point. And for me, I mentioned Mourinho, and he talked about the heritage, and the heritage is, you know, being a winner, serial winner, going deep into tournaments, knowing what it takes. You know, when we come to February, March,
they don't exist anymore, those players, do they? They just
quarterfinal, the semi-finals, the high-stake games. And every week now, you know, look at the Newcastle now. They play Man United. They had City in the cup. Now they have Barcelona. So, you know, they come thick and fast, the big games.
Yeah, but we've been doing that. We've been winning trophies. We've been Europa League against when the teams were getting kicked down from the Champions League, still playing them. We've been doing it, but people just don't, because it's not saying CL in front of it. It says Europa League. We know we've never played in the conference. You know, I'd like to go and win the conference so we can say we've won it all, because I don't like Chelsea having that. They're the only ones who can do that at the moment. But every player earns their right to play. If we stick to that, then no one would ever get experience. It's like going for a job. I want a job, but you need experience. Well, sorry, I can't get experience if you don't give me the job. You've got to have trust, and if you're picking a player purely on what they've done at other clubs, they're also playing other formations, other things. There's got to be more mentality in it. It's got to be do or die mentality. That's what you want to go deep in European competitions.
The thing is, for me, is I don't think we should be playing for the Champions League anyway. Although we're going to be playing Champions League football, we have to buy for the Premier League first and foremost.
Because able to be there the next year.
Yeah, because I don't actually think we'll go very far in the Champions League next season. I think we may get out of the group. We may make, you know, the last 16, but I don't think we probably go further than that, even if we got a Wharton or an Anderson in. So I think this season, next season, you buy for the Premier League. You buy to consolidate your position, your third position, your fourth position in the Premier League, and then it puts you on a more of a sounder footing for the Champions League again. So whatever we're buying in the summer, we've got to be buying for 2 years' time, which sounds absolutely daft. Nobody will like it. Nobody will agree with me, but that's how you build proper squads in football. And I'm on record as saying this before. You've got to take the tough decisions in football. Bruno, for me, and I know people are going round on me, well, we wouldn't be doing this now without Bruno, etc., etc. Should have gone in the summer when we could have had 100 million quid. Okay, because that allowed you to do something with all the cost cutting that they were doing with the club. We would have had a bit of more of a wealth to go out and say to these players, look, this is what we're looking to do. I need you to come to us, but it's a 3-year project. Yeah, it's not Champions League football may or may not happen next season. But if you stick with me, and this is what my plans are for the next 2 to 3 seasons, then you should start looking at. Now, I'll tell you what, though, guys. I think we're going to have to, whatever we do with the middle of the park, Jarvis, Mark, we're going to have to forget the below the 29-year-olds. We can't look at that and think we can only buy. We've got to be able to look and say, well, if somebody comes up who's 28, 29, we may have to look at him for 3 years, who's Premier League proven, Premier League experienced, may have played in the Champions League, Jarvis may not, may have played. I agree with Mark, actually, not just Champions League, Europa League, Europa Conference. I do agree with you that because it's 2 games. As you were talking, Jarvis, you're talking about constant and continuity of games, aren't you? Because they're crying at the moment because of, not playing enough games and all that kind of bollocks. I mean,
well, it's true. There's been something done, but the Europa League is harder than the Champions League now because of the days you have to play on. But you're playing Thursday, and ideally, in a lot of leagues, you still got to play on that Saturday. You're not getting to play Tuesday, Saturday.
No, that's right.
Thursday, Saturday, or Thursday, Sunday. There's less rest between the matches.
That's why I think ultimately that we need to be buying for 2 years. So whatever we do this year, in the summer, if we get in the Champions League, which I think we will, I think we'll finish 3rd. If we get in the Champions League, see how far we can go this season or next season. But then really, you want to be kicking on the following season. So for me, it's a 2-year cycle from here. So the managerial aspect of it is going to be really, really important. And that's why, for me, I think if we're looking, I think Anderson is on his way to City. I think me and Jarvis think Wharton to Liverpool. We're pretty convinced on that. Am I overly upset about losing Anderson? Don't want to play for us. Same with Wharton. Doesn't want to play for us. Nothing we can do about it. So I would be looking, again, my recruitment this year, the bulk of it, 80% of the recruitment would be Premier League recruited. I'd recruit from within once more.
That's the bread and butter. This is where you're heading. Premier League.
Premier League for next season. Yeah, I agree with the Champions League. Jarvis, you're 100% right, pal. I understand and I totally agree with you. And I agree with you, Mark, about the playing days. I totally agree with both of you. You're both right, which is unusual for us because we always go around in circles. But on this occasion, you're both right. Both your points are 100% valid. But I think we can't look at the Champions League or Europe next season. We must look at the Premier League. Then we must look at Europe. Yeah. It's got to be one step at a time for me and me only. Sorry, Jarvis, I've just realised Bilal's put a...
Bilal comes in with the best dad joke ever. I'm not sure about that, but he comes in and say, do you want to hear a really dirty joke?
Yes, of course we do. Come on.
A white horse fell in the mud.
Yes. Brilliant joke. He's here all week. I'll get my drums out in a minute, Jarvis, and I'll do the drum roll for him. He's here all week.
Okay, that was dry. I think we need to add some audience laugh.
What? Absolutely brilliant. If you can find it. Yeah, that'd be quite funny.
Mark he never smiles. He's a serious guy, you know. He's not even bothered. Sorry, Mark.
I was watching the thing blow across the screen. The what you called it, the fluff. But you get the West.
Yeah. So
anyway, thank you, Bilal, for that lovely super chat, £5 super chat. Thank you for the donation. And by the way, Trevor Wade comes in and say we are on 28 likes, so let's get to 50, please. I will be forever grateful. I think we are 39 watching on YouTube at the moment, so at least 10, 11 of you haven't smashed the like yet, so please do that if you don't mind. And also we have a lot of viewers on X at the moment, so we have about 80 viewers on the show as we speak.
Lovely.
And I also put out the link, so if you want to do us another favor, press this link, go to X, share, and like. You know,
we hyped, didn't we? We got quite a lot of hype in from last night's show, about 20,000 hype points, I think.
That's fantastic. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you all of you for hyping. You know, it's so important. It's even more important now than like. You know, this is how the algorithms works. You know, they work in notorious ways.
Very
Dave 147 comes in and say a decision needs to be taken on Bruno. He's a luxury as a number 10. Yeah, that's a good subject, Dave. What's your take, Stu? Should we make a decision? Because I felt now there were some reports coming out that Bruno actually have some demands for him to stay another year. You know, he came in after last season, had some demands, and now he has demands again. And he wants Champions League. He wants us to progress the project we are into. And, you know, I don't know all his demands, but what should we do about Bruno? And by the way, should players have the audacity to come in with demands for staying? Why can't we just say F off? You know,
it's kind of my point. It's kind of my point. My point was, how about you actually start performing before you go in with demands that I've got to have Champions League, I've got to have this, I've got to have that. I would have sold him 12 months ago. My lad said, you don't know what you're talking about, Dad, blah, 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 blah. He's been our best player, which he has. I get that. I've got no issues with that. But I think he's hampering our development now. Okay? A lot of the ex-players are coming out now and saying also, let's keep Casemiro again for another 12 months. You've got to stop keeping these players. I'm sorry, you do. You've got to, if you're going to progress, okay, and give the opportunity, and I'm sure we'll talk about JJ Gabriel over the next few weeks or months. I'm sure we will. And everybody knows my position on JJ Gabriel. I think we've got an absolute diamond. Keep him as
eligible to play. That's the thing.
No, he can't play, and B, he'll just get the shit kicked out of him in Premier League football anyway. So let's use him wisely. But if you want to give Gabriel a chance, Kai Rooney a chance, whatever, you've got to move these older heads on. And that's why I said this year, Jarvis, this summer, don't worry about I can only buy a player under 25. If you've got a player like a Sander Berg at 29, Jarvis, who will come in and make a fucking immediate difference, immediate impact to the club, you sign him for 3 years to 31, maybe with an option to 32. That's what we need to do. We need to now, we've got the bulk of youth. We've got what I call youth, which is your Cunhas, your Mbuemos, your Amads, your Kobe Mainus, your Seskos, your Lamans, your Heaven. We've got youth. Let's start adding with a little bit of experience here, a little bit of experience there. So you need to mix and match this year. A little bit of youth, a little bit of age experience. And I think that would be vitally important. Then you put JJ Gabriel in the first team squad for as many games as you can. As many games as you can. You know, keep him on the bench, put him in and around the squad, but he plays only under 20. Well, he can't play 21 yet, can he? Under 18s only, but get him in the squad on match days. Get him in. Get him looking about what happens, how the professionals fully prepare, that type of thing. Get him in the squad environment. Do the same with Rooney, Thwaites, whatever you can. Get him in and around that squad on match days. But in the meantime, get in some more money. We know we're moving Rashford out. I think that deal's pretty much done, isn't it? We know that Bayern is gone, not in or there. We know that Sanchez is going. We know that Casemiro's going. Move on a couple more. Luke Shaw, for example.
Mason Mount.
Move these players on and start recruiting sensibly. And it needs to be a mix and a match. It needs to be a little bit of youth and a little bit of experience. It really does. And it needs to be Premier League. I hear all these players get demanding, get X, Y, and Z in, fine. But we need Premier League proven because that's going to push us over the edge to where we need to be to finally go for the title and maybe do something ourselves justice in the Champions League. But, looking at winning the FA Cup next season or the Carabao Cup or both as a starting point and then progressing to your Champions League, your Premier League. So for me, sorry, Bruno, thank you very much. You've been an absolute stalwart for us. When you came, you were the best midfielder by far in the Premier League. And his Manchester United career has been excellent. But would you say it's been the best? And it hasn't been the best because of the uncertainty and the upheaval in and around the club. If you can get 50 million for him or something along those lines, just take it.
Yeah. I didn't get Mark's opinion on Bruno. So where do you stand? And his demands.
I don't think we have a leg to stand on. I think we've missed the boat. It's sailed. I don't think anyone's. We can sell him, like you say. We can get money for him, but you've lost getting decent money for him. You've missed the boat. It was 50, there.
50 mil.
Yeah, probably. You're going to take half of whatever you were looking for. Everyone's going to know you want to move him on. I've got no problems with him making demands, because if he's your captain, he should be saying, "Look, you want me to stay on? I've got offers, but what you're not going out and buying players. You're not trying to get us Champions League football, but you want me to stay here to get you Champions League football. So what are you giving me to work with?" We've heard Rooney say that. We've heard Beckham question that of Ferguson back in the day. It's nothing unnew. It was interesting listening to you about JJ Gabriel, because none of that will happen. So JJ Gabriel could have played for us this year. He could have played for us this year in the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. It's only the Premier League that he's not allowed to be registered in, because he's not in year 11 at school. He would only be classed as year 10 currently.
They have the same problem with what's the guy at Arsenal? What's his name?
Max
Dalman. Yeah, they got some. Oh, he's a year above, is he?
Right, he's a year above him. So next year, so he could play for the 21s. He just can't. He could play for the 21s now, JJ Gabriel. He's not good enough to play for the 21s. He's too weak. So although he looks great against these other 15 and 16-year-olds you're seeing him playing on MUTV, they're not 18. The 18-year-olds playing the 21s. They're all his age. Okay, so he will play in the 21s next year, but he'll play in whatever it's called next year. Is it the Vitali Cup or whatever it is this year? Johnson's Paint Trophy, Papa John's Trophy, whatever they call it. That is the perfect growth, because he gets a mixture of 18s, 20s, and old professionals they come up against from League Two conference, and that's his progression. If you sit him on the bench, he can't play for 7 days. So basically, if we put him on Man United's bench in the Premier League,
no, I don't want him on the bench. I want him in and around the in and around first team.
First team, yeah.
He already is.
I'm going in on match
days. On international and that. He's already training every time. He's the one who
I
calls
want him in on match days. Go into change room on match days. Listen to what happens. Watch, because they don't do it. You see, Mark. Now, when you were coming through the ranks,
they're not allowed to do it. He's underage. He won't be allowed in our changing room.
Take your parents with. I know they can take their parents. I know what you're saying, but ultimately, remember when you were going through the career through the professional ranks, when you were going through.
Yeah, there's ways around doing everything, but it's all done so differently now.
We had the reserve dressing room, didn't we? And there's always first team players in the reserve dressing room. That's our age was all about reserves. There isn't, and I want these young players to see what it's like. And I want them to travel with the squad. And I agree with you. If he sits on the bench, he can't do anything with 7 days. I totally agree. It's not what I want. I want him in and around on match day, in the dressing room. If you've got to take your dad with you, take your fucking dad with you. Get him to sign.
What you're describing is what happened with David Beckham. That's what Ferguson did with David Beckham. He was putting him in there, sitting in next to Brian Robson and people like that.
Exactly. People like that, exactly.
So he could hear what was going on. But at the same time, they're not allowed for him to hear what they're going on. If they put him in there, even with his parents, the swearing and things, it's not allowed. So that's straight away a welfare issue.
I know it's nuts, isn't it? I know, and I get it. But
it's ridiculous. But I know from my own nephew, he has to get changed in the bloody toilet because he went and played for the first team, and no one had a DRB check the first time he went up at 16 to play for a first team.
They've got to have their own room, haven't they? He's got to have
they've got to go get changed somewhere else. And if you're the away team, that's. If you're the home team, that's fine. But if you're an away team, that's nigh on impossible, right? You've got no facilities. So I get that with JBL. Obi's got to be in the first team next year. So there are the players that we are expecting. Kone, Obi, who's out on loan?
Harry Amos.
But we could replace 10 players with these. So the fact that we've missed that, like I said, you were just reeling these players off that could go, right? So there's easily 10 players we need to sign.
Easy.
And yet we fucked up on Bruno by not selling him last year. And we're now only going to get 50 million for him. And that's not pure profit.
No, it won't be. No, it won't be.
No.
Although I think it should be, as soon as you sign a new contract, I do think that's something they do that's wrong. First contract, yeah, fair enough. Any contract you sign after that first contract,
you've got a history with the club.
Profit after you've done, say, 5 years.
Yeah, you've got a history with the club. I think you're right. Totally agree on
that. Johnny K came in with an update that Gabriel's father came out and said he was banned from playing the under-21s as well. Johnny Kimodi always knows his stuff, so I trust that. I trust it. That's reliable.
Oh yeah, because no, he's right, because they're classed as Premier League 2.
Oh, the Premier League
PL2, don't they? So yeah, he can't be registered for it. No, he's right, because we can play. We could play a first team player in that PL2. So Johnny, you're spot on. Yeah. But he could play. He could play all their cup matches and everything like that. But it's the same again. Premier League, he can't play him.
Yeah.
Trevor's on fire tonight.
Trevor's giving me grief about me top. I had enough grief last night about me jumper.
I feel like the chat's been on it today, on a complete bender watching FA Cup football or something like.
There's a match going on now, isn't there? FA Cup match.
Yeah.
I
don't know. Is there? Who's playing?
Yeah. I don't know. It's the final one of the weekend, isn't it? Champions League tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I don't care about the FA Cup at the moment. It's not for me.
Yeah, West Ham Brentford's gone to extra time.
West Ham Brentford.
Okay. Guys, keep us updated if anything happened in that game, so we can call it here live. Das comes in and say, let's not rush the kid when it comes to JJ Gabriel. But by the way, guys, pop quiz. JJ Gabriel is his name. But what does JJ stands for? No Googling, guys, and it applies for you guys in the chat too. JJ.
So good they named him twice.
JJ.
Like JJ Okocha.
JJ Okocha. What would JJ be?
And with Justin's, James, Justin, John, it could be anything. There's so many J's, but it's not a British name, is it?
I'm going to go with Jermaine. Not Genus.
I've just got Michael Jackson in my head now. You said that.
Jermaine. I don't know why Jermaine. I just Joseph Jr. is a very good one. Yeah, that's a very good one. I'm going to go with Jermaine. Jermaine Joseph. I don't know.
No,
I've got a clue.
No, okay.
Close. Very close.
Oh, is it? I haven't got a clue. Seriously.
Yeah. You're going to kick yourself.
Jesus,
I know
Joseph. Joseph Jr.
No.
Yes.
Someone's Googled it. Well done, Trevor. You got on Google.
Oh, it's Joseph Jr., is it?
It's Junior is one of the J's, yeah.
Oh,
Joseph Jr. Andreu Gabriel.
Andreu. Very
Andreu.
Joseph Jr.
And his dad apparently played for Ireland, according to the chat. So
his dad played for Ireland?
Yeah, someone mentioned it in the chat. I don't know.
Who's his dad then? Who's his dad?
It was Trevor who said it.
Who's his dad?
Gabriel's dad played for Ireland.
Yeah, who's his dad, Jeff? Joe Gabriel. Was he Republic of Ireland or Northern?
Irish. Mother's Cypriot. Dad is Irish and Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Wow, that's a superb.
Okay. I'm kind of disappointed no one mentioned Jarvis as one of the options. Jarvis Jr.
Sorry,
because we only know one Jarvis Cocker. Well, two Jarvis Cockers.
Two Jarvis Cockers.
Literally only two Jarvises that we know.
Jarvis Jr. That would have been great. I would love for JJ to be called Jarvis Jr.
Yes. Jamie Wayne wants to talk about United's 3-week break a little bit later in April. He says, can anyone answer this? What do you call a devil who no one's afraid of?
Manchester United.
Yeah.
A red devil.
Red devil, yeah.
Fred the Red.
Got to be Fred the Red, yeah, the Red Devil, something like that. But we should talk about that 3-week break because we're going to be doing stuff within that 3-week break where everyone's playing football and we're not crazy.
Yeah, we can do that because I don't have a tight schedule tonight. I only have the Mount thing, the Diomande thing, and Barcola. So let's delve into the 3 weeks because I'm not happy about the 3 weeks. It's not Carrick's fault, but it is what it is. It's the previous manager's faults. We had who was it? Fletcher, who was the interim's interim, who
hang on,
lost in the FA Cup.
It's a 1 week break. It's 2 weeks international and 1 week, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's 3 weeks.
It's effectively three. What we're saying is it's effectively 3 weeks, isn't it? That we don't kick a ball. Effectively.
Yeah, but it's got nothing to do with management. It's actually just our scheduling. That's just from when we played on a Monday through to playing on a Friday night when they come back. It's 3 weeks, but two and a half weeks of it would have been no matter what.
It's crazy, but it's still 3 weeks
because of the World Cup again.
Yeah, we're absolutely screwed, aren't we?
Yeah, it's still 3 weeks. Yeah,
but it's 3 weeks for everyone.
But Mark, you're a player yourself, and how do you keep your form during season if you have longer breaks? What do you do to keep it up, keep the momentum up? Because it's not about just keeping your shape, and stamina and all of this. It's about keeping your match fitness. And what do you do to keep your match fitness?
You go play football. You go play friendlies. You go abroad. You go to Portugal and play 4 games in 2 weeks. There's going to be plenty of teams looking for friendlies because this is because of an international break. But how do you do it when half of those players, but you're saying it's a 3 week break? No, a lot of them are playing international football. So you're not going to have your team together. It's not a break. They are away with their thing. So there
will be 6, 7, 8 guys on the training ground. Passing the ball around.
With the 18s, the 21s, so the first team will all be training together. So you want to go away and play a friendly, but you can't because they've still got games. They've got league games to play. Right. So you look for behind closed door friendlies against someone else's under 21s who haven't got a game or something like that. We've done it every year. It's just a little bit more obvious because we're not going to have the Champions League game or Europa League game. But it's made it into 3 weeks for us. We're finishing on the weekend where I think there's a European game after that, which we're not playing in. And then they come back and it's a league game. And depending on your league structure, where they put you in that weekend's thing.
What I'd be doing is playing America, Canada, and Mexico within that period. That's what I'd be doing because they're all.
MLS has started. It's up and running at that point.
Yeah, I know, but it's a year of so-called where they.
Go play exhibition games over there or something. Make money in those grounds.
Play Canada and go and play America. That's what I would do. I know the MLS has just started, but they're supposed to be coming in line, aren't they, with international breaks as well? So I don't know whether that's happening this time, and if they are, those are teams I would be playing. And there's a reason I'd be playing them. They don't have to qualify for the World Cup. They want friendlies, those clubs now. They want proper friendlies. Some of our teams will be out playing in international, like Embuemo and all of that. But
Nations League or Europa qualifying or something like that.
God only knows what it fucking is. I haven't got a clue.
Stupid competition.
Yeah, but I would try to be using, playing countries. That's what I would be doing. I would try to play countries because I think that would be better served. But we won't do any of that, Jarvis. We'll probably give the players a week off again. We did.
That's what we can't do.
Why shouldn't we? They deserve it.
We shouldn't
They've been
do
doing
it
so well lately.
Yeah. Well, of course. Sorry. Of course.
Yeah. I think they need a pat on the back and another race. Throw in a race while you're at it. Yeah.
But don't forget. We didn't play. We haven't played since Wednesday, and they'll be crying and moaning when Villa probably turn us over on Sunday because Tielemans is probably back and McGinn suddenly is recovered from his long-term injury. because that's been the downfall for Villa, hasn't it? McGinn and Tielemans. Those two missing has caused Villa problems. They'll suddenly be back. Our players will be crying. I just honestly. So, look.
Do you think that's actually a reason not to give Carrick a job currently? He gave at the most pinnacle time in his first.
That's his decision. That's Vita Bix. That's the director of football. That's Woodward. 100% Woodward.
It's pre-planned, yeah. Unfortunately,
yeah.
In the 13 days off to give him 5 days off, you think he's got no say in that?
No, I don't think so. No, this is pre-planned, as Stu says. You know,
that's Wilcox for you, though, isn't it? It's Wilcox, a fucking clown. He's a fucking clown.
Yeah, because I don't see where you're saying it's pre-planned, because it wasn't pre-planned for us not to be in the FA Cup. So it wasn't that pre-planned from when he came in and we got knocked out the FA Cup.
No, but don't forget we got knocked out a while ago because they're on.
We got knocked out under Fletcher, then Carrick comes in, and then we get 13 days off after he played his first 3 games. It was not pre-planned. It was 2 weeks later.
So you think it's Carrick's
being asked about the friendlies. Are you going to play the friendlies in Dubai?
We got taken the FA Cup in January, didn't we?
Yeah, but under Fletcher, so we were out. And we were looking at friendlies. Yeah, we were looking at friendlies in that 13 weeks. They weren't giving them time off. They were looking at playing friendlies.
Well, that's what we hear. That's what
the media were reporting.
Yeah,
and asking him the question.
Yeah.
Did you cancel the friendlies if you want the players?
By the time Carrick got in, that would have been sorted.
Yeah.
They'd have been told.
If a director of football is giving players time off over a manager training them when he's a brand new manager then Wilcox needs to go tomorrow, because he should never have to stay on.
He's a people pleaser, isn't he? People pleaser.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. So if Carrick gave him the week off, when we got 3 weeks off, he can't do that again. He should have learnt his lesson, because since he gave him those days off.
But the thing is, it doesn't make any sense giving the players off mid-season. It doesn't make any sense. Why?
No, it does. If you've been working hard,
and especially when you just arrived as a manager, you cry for time with your players to learn them your system, implement your style, your sessions and your drills. But why would you send them away? It doesn't make sense that Carrick sent them away. It doesn't make sense. And if it did, I'm not sure on Carrick.
So to me and Stu, it does make sense, because all he wanted to do was get them back on side. So instead of them training, he made them happy by saying, let's go take some days off, because it's the easiest way to get players back on side.
But to us, as footballers, terrible.
Yeah, because now we've fallen off a cliff after he did that.
Yeah, we're falling
Try getting to lift them back up, because now you've got to punish them the next time, and they ain't going to like it. That's why you don't please your players. Your players don't like it, they can fuck off.
Exactly, I totally agree. That's my motto, period. That's my motto, period. You don't like it, tough.
The 3 grumpy old men.
Fucking too right. We are.
No, standards. It's having standards. You don't please someone. Pleasing people is not a standard. Yeah. Pleasing people is done because you have no other choice of what to do.
Yeah. I would rather never please people. That's just me. I've always been that way. Always been that way, seriously.
So, 3 weeks off could absolutely, totally derail us, and we could hit Conference League. I don't think we can come out of Europe now, personally, with the games we've got left.
No, I think we stay in Europe. I agree. I totally agree. I think we stay in
Champions League, those 3 weeks off and not doing the right training. I mean, we've got Liverpool, come back to Liverpool and Chelsea.
Chelsea, Liverpool, Chelsea.
Yeah. And we play Villa now. We play Villa now at the weekend. Yeah. We come back. Liverpool, Chelsea, finish it right.
Bournemouth, correct?
Or is it Bournemouth back first, then Liverpool?
Bournemouth, I think.
I know Brighton's the last game.
Yeah, Brighton's the last.
Chelsea and Liverpool are a game apart.
Yeah.
But you've now got to do this as a mini pre-season. This is how we finish, lads. We come in, we train every day. We're in the gym in the afternoon. We're getting a pump on. We're working hard, and we're coming out and we're buzzing. Do you know what I mean? You've got to have that.
Yeah. So we played Villa and Bournemouth. So we played Bournemouth on a Friday night. Then we don't play Leeds. Then we don't play Leeds till the 13th of April.
Yeah, because I was just saying, because we're playing on the Friday, but they're classing it over 3 weeks.
And then Chelsea Brentford, Liverpool. So it's Chelsea, Brentford, then Liverpool, Sunderland, Forest, and Brighton. Yeah. But obviously, those times.
Relegation fodder.
Yeah.
That's a hard game, Forest. Yeah. Sunderland should have been done by then. Their season will be over and done with. A team that won't really care either way. But everyone else is chasing us. So if we don't get the win against Villa, I've already said on my channel that Villa is the most pinnacle game we've got this season.
Yeah, got to be Villa.
Is.
Yeah.
To go 3 points ahead of Villa with everyone else below us, we have to do it.
Yeah.
Because that gives us a cushion against losing to Liverpool or losing to Chelsea and one of them going wrong. But yeah, you've got to work hard. You've got to go out and go, no, lads, this is what we're doing. We're going to work like this. They're going to expect us to play in this formation. And actually, we're going to do this. Sesko, you're going to go out on the left wing in this game. You know, something totally bit out there, but they won't know how to pick you up. We're going to play a front four. You know, something. I'm just throwing ideas out there, but that's what you work on.
It's what you should be doing. It's exactly what you should be doing. Something different. But we used to say that under 10 hard, didn't we? Just try something different. So when you do go out, we did it once or twice with Guardiola, and he started crying, didn't he? He was begging to get the game cancelled when we beat them 2-1.
Ten Hag won the cup finals, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
In the cup finals, so he wasn't predictable, and it won.
He was begging, wasn't he, for the game? You can't do that. You can't do that. It's not fair.
Ten Hag was not a bad manager. The players just gave up.
Correct. Totally agree.
Yeah, interesting, guys. But we have a hunch or Huncho 11. Okay, big up Huncho 11. Coming in and say, Jarvis, please take a look at Rafael Onyedika of Club Bruges. I dream about a duo with him and Wharton in the midfield. I don't know if any of you have seen him. I'm only, looked at the other Club Bruges guy, the Serbian guy, the son of...
you mean the big Serbian.
Yeah. So I'm not familiar about this guy, but I looked at his stats.
Just let us know where you're from, because I find that as a really curveball that you've put it in there. So I'm going to say you're either French or from Belgium yourself.
We've been talking about Stankovic, haven't we, from Club Bruges?
Yeah, Stankovic. That was the guy I was talking about.
I'm going to go in. I'm going to go on record as saying I don't know a great deal about him, and we can't risk it.
No. So if you look at this guy,
5'10".
Onyedika, he's 184 centimeters. He's 24 years of age. That's a perfect age. He's Nigerian. Transfer value is 19.1 million euros. He's a right footer, and he's predominantly a defensive midfielder, also playing as a central, as a number 8, and he can play as a number 10. If you look at his stats so far this season, 1 goal, 1,500 minutes played, 0 assists, started 17 games.
Average rating in the Belgium league, less than 7.
Yeah.
In the Belgium league. If you come from the Belgian league, you need to be an 8 or a 9 to go to the Premier League, don't you, to hit the ground running.
Well, if you look at his form now going from January 28th, you have 7.8, 8.5, 8.4, 7.4, 7.7. So he's done quite well. Didn't play well against Anderlecht. It was only 5.9. But if you look at his stats, a lot of green compared to the top 5 leagues in per 90. When it comes to his passing, successful passing, it's 97.5%. That's quite good. So he's a passer of the ball. Accurate long balls is also quite good, almost 3 a game per 90. So that's good. When it comes to possession, he's good at dribbling, 75%. Let's say duels won 55.2. That's decent. That's not top level, but it's decent. It's good. When it comes to his defending stats for a DM, it looks terrible. A lot of orange and red. And also, if you take a comparison of him and Casemiro, who he will be replacing, and look at the heat maps, this is what you get. So, what's your takes, Stu, by a quick look at his stats?
Wouldn't touch
I
it.
mean, his heat maps looks decent, but
The problem is, we go and get him. Okay, we spend 90 million quid on him. Okay, 25 million at a push because we've got a relationship with Brugge, reference Lemons, and he comes to the Premier League and he can't hack it. We can't afford the unknown.
No,
this season we cannot afford the unknown. You've got to go. You've got to buy Premier League proven for that position. You cannot afford it. You can't afford it because, okay, Carlos Baleba, an example, had a stellar 24, 23, 24, pretty poor 25, 26. Okay, so we know that can happen. He comes to United. It doesn't work. We've then got to spend more money and more money and more money. Cannot do it this season alone. It's got to be an experienced midfielder. And if it's going to cost us 50 million to get a 29-year-old in, get it. Pay the money. Pay somebody. Pay for a player who's played a DM in the Premier League for 3 seasons. You got to do it. You have to do it. You've got to go and you've got to look. You've got to find the right player. Bring him as a squad player. Fair enough. Get him in as a squad player for 20 million. Fair enough. But ultimately, we can't do that.
Jarvis, you put a heat map up that looks better than Casemiro's. I've guarantee you, if you put a heat map up, it might even look better than Declan Rice's because he's playing in a shit league.
It's a bit harsh, you know. The Belgium league is not a shit league, but it's not as good as the Premier League. I get it.
His heat map is better than a Premier League player. He doesn't make him better than a Premier League player. Heat maps are relevant to the space you travel in your league. You might only have to run, I don't know, 9 to 10k in that league, and it's a lot slower pace. Try doing it at 12k and twice the speed. It's a massive difference. Heat maps are only relevant to that league. You can't compare them league on league. Because his heat map would be better than Rodri. That's better than Rodri in his prime.
Yeah, I just think that it's too critical for us to buy midfielders outside the Premier League.
Would you not take, say, one outside the Premier League, but have to come from a top club? I mean, a Real, a Barcelona, an AC. You know, even Atletico Madrid. You know, you're going for the top or the creme of the creme outside.
You're buying the top of the tree. Yeah, there's no point for me going below.
You can't take low bearing fruit in a DM role.
I'm sorry, you just can't do it.
No.
I know people will want it, but I don't think you can.
Yeah, we have this guy. We have this guy, Barrias or what's his name? Pablo Barrias, the guy who plays for Atletico Madrid, the midfielder. Yeah. He's been actually like very, very, very small links, but we have been linked to him.
We were linked to him in December, but at the same time, it was sort of when there was talks of one who's gone to Tottenham. Can't think what his name is. From Atletico, because obviously they were both playing that role together. So Gallagher. So Gallagher went, and it was like, now they're looking at so and so. It's not. It's just our scouts there, so they know you need a holding midfielder. He's a good midfielder. He's good, and he's hard working. And anyone with those kind of dark arts, I would think about looking at.
Yeah, who was the player, Jarvis? We were linked to, and he's a Brazilian or South American, and he went to Real Madrid in the summer.
Yeah. No, the Argentinian.
The Argentinian. You
know, or what's his name?
Yeah, whatever his name is, him. And he's not been able to turn his form in Argentina around yet at Real Madrid, has he? Yet. We can't afford to do that. Real Madrid could afford to do that.
Hendrick's a prime example, Stu.
Hendrick's a great one.
And he is 9 goal involvements in 8 games currently.
Yeah,
but at Real Madrid, he couldn't get to the pressure, and he's only 18, 19.
Yeah, and so for me, but Real Madrid can afford it. That's it, Mastuano, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, we loved him, didn't we? We saw loads of clips of him. We all loved him. All 3 of us liked him. He will get there. He will get there at Real Madrid. We can't afford to have somebody who's going to get there.
Yeah.
we need two players who are going to come in and slot straight into Casemiro's position, and actually, lads, try and push Kobe out because we want a more consistent player. So that's what we need. So I think we've got to buy local again. I know
Kobe can only get better by being challenged. Any player can only get better when they're young by being challenged or having to dislodge someone.
But look at Luke Shaw. You know, every time we bought a left back, he raised his game.
Yeah, he did. That's correct.
So actually, I think it's a good thing. You know, you need competition to thrive. That's just it's just a golden rule. And
Luke Shaw he's the only English left back since Ashley Cole. So therefore, he was always playing for the club or country. Then he gets injured for overuse. He never got a rest.
Yeah.
So we were successful, and now he's paying the price. And now, after everything that's come out about Rio Ferdinand, that's something that really needs to be looked at over the last 2-3 years with the higher intensity games and these injuries. Rodri was saying about the knees and things like that when he's ACL, too many games at high intensity. And now Rio Ferdinand's struggling to bloody walk because he's had so many cortisone injections in his back.
I heard about that. Sorry, I was just going to let Honcho 11 know we spoke about him earlier in the podcast right at the very beginning, where I spoke about a potential. I think he would do okay for us. Jamie's made an interesting a comment about some brilliant midfielders in the La Liga. Again, if we could get one at a higher echelon club, then you would look at that. But I just don't want to look at a player that we can't guarantee will fit into the team. We got lucky with Lemons, didn't we? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, we're all happy with Lemons, aren't we?
Well, goalkeepers are different. See, whenever I train a goalkeeper, I always say you don't really want to play for a decent team. If you want to be a good goalkeeper and you're young, you don't want to play for a decent team. A decent team doesn't get shots against you. You want to play down the leagues.
Exactly.
Can you save the shots coming at you? Can you make the double save, triple save? And that's what we saw from him. And he's now had his international cap, and he's come up a level, and he's growing steadily.
Yeah. He's going to be.
He might only get to here. He might get up here. Totally off the screen by the looks of my arm there. But we don't know. And with a goalkeeper, you've got a lot more time to grow. There's a lot of lifespan in the goalkeeper. With a central midfielder, there isn't. I wanted Tchouaméni. I thought we could have got him on loan, but shit went really downhill fast at Real Madrid, and they've got no players. So he's playing.
We didn't go in for him, did we? We didn't go in for Tchouaméni in the end. I know.
Well, we went in for him originally, and then he was just constantly sitting on the bench because they went with Bellingham and they went with Camavinga. And I thought, well, we could get one of them on loan because surely one of them wants to play. And now they're both playing,
both playing, because
Camavinga's out, and
it's just one of those.
That's where you're saying even that would have been a gamble because he can't hold down his spot at Real Madrid.
It would have,
and I don't think thingy at Arsenal, the Spanish guy, he was crap every time he's played against us.
Zubamendi.
Yes, good game against Manchester United, and that's talking about not just Arsenal. I'm talking about even when he came in Europe. Last year against Seville. No, it wasn't Seville, was it? Seville? Can't remember.
It was the blue and white stripes.
Sociedad or Espanyol, wasn't he? He's one of those two.
I can't remember. Real Sociedad, blue and white.
Sociedad. Yes.
But he's never had a good game against us. But he's great for Arsenal from time to time. So he's still got to prove himself.
Exactly. So I think as much as Gomez from Wolves, by the way, isn't our top choice and wouldn't be our top choice, he wouldn't. Let's be clear about this, lads. He wouldn't.
No, but at least he's Premier League proven.
That's all I was talking about. Now we know that you could bring Sander Berg across. I know we keep talking about Sander Berg, but he is a player that would fit Manchester United. We know this. We know it. Good by our own eyes. All three of us would know him. And that's not a gamble. Yes, he's 29. It isn't a gamble.
Either him, Tonali would be a guy that I wouldn't mind. I think he would be a United player right away and would fit us.
You could get Gomez at a 6 or Andre at a 6, and then get a Tonali Jarvis as an 8. Then you're talking a very experienced Premier League duo. You could get Sander Berg as a 6, Jarvis, and Tonali as an 8. A very experienced Premier League duo. And that's what I think we've got to look at.
Yeah,
we would all get to Gnarly.
But I like this one from Danny B. He said Sander Berge, João Gomes, and Fernandes, the West Ham Fernandes. I would be personally, I would be super happy if we could do something like that. That would be a 10 out of 10 window for me.
I think
because of quality. Because these are players that I look with my own eyes that I actually approve of. I see them, at least when it comes to Berge and Fernandes. Not quite sold on João Gomes yet, but he had a brilliant game against, was it Liverpool?
Oh, he's fantastic. He's been brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So I've seen his top level. That's quite good.
He was brilliant against us, by the way. And I came back to Nudge. I was raving about him when I met Sean. He was brilliant against us that day, Gomez. And I was really surprised by their Mark, you know I'm talking about their centre forward, their big black centre forward, you know, with the longish hair. They're fucking brilliant. And he was brilliant against us. Couldn't score.
I can't.
Yes, Agodore. No, what's his name? The guy who came from Belgium. Yeah, we were linked.
7 foot high, 7 foot wide,
or something. Yeah.
Can't score for toffee, but fuck me, can he give you a?
He's a battering ram. That's what he's there to do. He's a battering ram.
Can't score for toffee. And I was
what really I will say, Stu, like Berge, Gomes, Fernandes is great, and they're all great in their own rights at their own team.
Correct.
But put them in Man United, put them on a team that is constantly got to be on the attack, because all those teams are constantly on the defence. It's a different kettle of fish. That's where you shopping at the bottom of the barrel, so to speak, the ones who are always defending, your relegation fodder fighting that off. That's great. We know they're going to do the job defensively, but what are they going to be like getting up and down when we're counter-attacking or we're the passing, the 1-2s? That there's each aspect. So you need two types. And you're right in what you're saying. Sander Berge is Fulham, top end, right? Top end of the table with us.
Absolutely, yeah.
Gomez down the bottom. And they're both sixes, in theory. If you can't dovetail, you can't keep swapping them. You can't, because one of the positions you do not want to rotate is your holding midfield player. Everything's pinnacle around him.
Yeah, it's one or the other for me. But where I'm leaning towards Gomez is the Cunha dynamic. Because Cunha was allowed to be more dynamic and aggressive because he got a great holding player. Do you take Bruno out of the equation? So you've got Cunha as that kind of driver for us. You get Dorgu in at left wing. You get Mbuemo. You get. I mean, I'm drooling now thinking about it. Actually, I'm starting to drool because you've got that playmaker in Tonali. You've got that drive from Cunha. You've got the. Are we going to call it Dorgu wizardry? Because he started to turn it on. You've got
unpredictability.
Unpredictability. You've got Mbuemo, we know what he could do. You've got Sesko, we know what he can do. And then you've got our man, either Jarvis, Berg, or Gomez. Tonali, Cunha, fuck me. Jesus wept. and to cap it all, if we get a solid left back like Bueno, I know he gets injured. I get that. I do, but I think he's great.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. He's got a lovely left foot. And we got a decent right back and another centre half. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ! If we could pull that off in the summer, right, I would be drooling because that is a team of experience, Premier League experience, workers, a little bit of guile, but fuck me, we'd be hard to beat.
Look, basically, Man United needs to find 11 Joel Lintons. That's what we need.
Yes. Now, 3 years ago, Mark, if you were talking about that, they would have laughed at you.
Yeah, I know.
3 years ago.
I know.
But not now.
What that guy has done, and that's what I talk about all the time, isn't it? The work ethic, and the never give up, and the dive. He's literally goal. He's the new version of the film Goal. Do you remember?
He was a striker. He was a shit. Yes. Oh my God, so Lentis playing. Oh, for fuck's sake, laughing. Look at him now. Look at him now.
Look how he kept nipping the ball off, nipping in there. Little terrier. He's got stronger, faster. Everything Richarlison doesn't do for Tottenham, Joel Linton has redeveloped himself at
He's gone from
Newcastle.
life in stock. He's gone from life in stock to absolutely imperative.
And that's what I'm talking about, midfielders. You're right about Bruno, because for me, Bruno, I've said it many a time, Cunha and Bruno cannot play in the same team. They occupy the same space. They want to be on the same thing. One wants to run with the ball. One wants to, well, I'm not going to say pass the ball, but be involved in play. You can't have both. And I'm not sacrificing Sesko at the moment to fit Cunha in if Dorgu is fit. And that's my opinion. If Dorgu's fit, this is based on our only one left-sided fucking player at Manchester United all of a sudden.
I got no problem with that. I really don't. I like, you know why I like Cunha, because I like his drive. I love his drive. He's the only one that we've got who'll take the ball on the edge of our box and get us to the edge of the other box.
But he'll receive it and spin out with it. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? Bruno turns and looks to hook it, and it's like, no, he'll receive it and drive on. Bruno's not giving us that. He's not being a 10. He's just being a quarterback. He's an 8.
Yeah. So Jarvis, if I had to nail your colours to the mast, you've got to pick one of Fernandes, Berg, and Gomez to play alongside Tonali. No Bruno in the team. Cunha, Dorgu, Sesko, and Mbeumo. Who are you picking?
So you're playing Cunha in the 10?
I'm playing Cunha in the 10. I'm playing Tonali. And I'm playing Dorgu, Sesko, and Mbeumo. Who are you picking?
The most important thing is, I'm not quite sure how Tonali and Sander Berge will work together, because they both tempo setters. They like to dictate the game, and I'm not quite sure. You've seen it with PSG. It works with Vitinha and what's it, the young Portuguese guy, brilliant midfielder.
Yes,
João Neves. João Neves, I think his name is. Vitinha Neves. Yeah.
Anyway, whoever it is.
So both of them. So it can work, but you need something special. And I think actually could have worked with Man United with both those two guys, because then we could be more unconventional in the way we play. We would have two players who are press resistive, who are good on the ball, can receive the ball in every area. They can interchange with the centre backs. They can interchange with the full backs. They can drop in the 10. I think we would have been a fantastic team with those two guys. For me, that could actually work. You know, you talked about ruling, but now I'm starting to.
So
I'm loving Dave in the chat, Dave147, who's put still Edison for me. I was like, yeah, that's my shout all the time. I think it was Danny was saying, but Danny was saying, like, he doesn't even get in the team currently at Atalanta, but he's been denied moves, and I think he's fallen off a cliff because he's wanted to take the next step, and he's been denied everything away from that club for the last 3 years, and it's like that can affect players sometimes.
Danny B's going for Fernandes as our 6. So who are you coming down on, Jarvis? Come on, mate. Come on.
No, it's Sander Berge. Always. Always. Exactly. I would take Sander Berge over every number 6 in the world.
I would be happy.
Maybe besides.
I'd be happy with Berg, Gomez, or Fernandes. Funnily enough, I'd be happy with any one of those 3.
I'll get you a free transfer as well, Stu.
Go on.
Paulinho from Tottenham when they're being relegated.
He's getting too old. He's too old.
Do you know?
It's time to let go.
There's only 2, and Jarvis will back me up here, Mark. There's only 2 central midfielders I've ever desperately wanted at Manchester United.
Yeah, those 2. That's what I mean.
One of them was Paulinho, and the other one, my old mate, was Marcel Brozovic.
Yeah, Brozovic.
Before
Inter guy.
I thought he's still playing now in Saudi Arabia. He would have been absolutely fucking brilliant for us, but we never got either of them, Mark. So, Sander Berge. But I would be happy with Berg, Fernandes, or Gomez to go alongside Tonali, Cunha. And I agree with you on Dorgu, lads. You know, you gotta hold your hands up. He has been a revelation. Prior to his injury, he was a revelation. Gotta hold your hands up.
One of the biggest things when talking about these midfielders is, because we go back all the way full circle, who's the manager going to be? Does he want a single pivot or does he want a double pivot? And that changes everything. And that's where Stu's saying about it coming in, because for me, we can go to a human, you know, again, we're meant to be Man United, right? We're meant to go after anyone we want. So just put a fucking bid in. If you get turned down, you get turned down. Move on, right?
Yeah.
But Human, oh no, you sacked manager. Well, you got an Arsenal tattoo, so you're lucky we're even coming in for you. And then you go for the next one, but there's so many out there that have that potential. But if I went João Gomez, I'm not paying more than 40 million because we paid 55 for Cunha. So he's not on Cunha's level, and they're not going to want that. So as soon as you go above 40, sorry, deal's off the table. But
and don't forget, Mark,
40 million again because your age.
Yeah, and don't forget, Mark. I mean, if all survive, Rob Edwards deserves a fucking statue right outside of Molineux, but they're not going to. So you will get Gomez at a really, really good price.
They have had a lot of luck, haven't they, with some of those deflections?
Yeah. I mean, I'd love them to. When you're
making our results look good.
They are.
They're making us look good against them.
I mean, absolutely brilliant. But you know what? You could get him. Same with Fernandes. The only one that we'd have to pay big money for, Jarvis, I think, is Sanderberg.
I don't know. Again,
no, I don't think it's big money. I think Fulham are a club that will always be sensible when it comes to. They paid 20 million or 90 million for him or something. Yeah. So
I think they paid
30 million can actually be enough to get him in.
But the other ones I'd be looking at potentially, and I think all clubs will be. And like I say, it is if Tottenham go down, because I can't see it at the moment. I think they're in literally free fall. All of those players, like Mickey van der Ven.
Well, if we could get Van der Ven, I mean, the other good thing about my plan is
Jed Spence, left back.
That Tonali is your big outlay, isn't it? Tonali is your 100 million outlay. The rest, we all agree, anything between 40 and 50, probably less on Fernandes and Gomez.
Yeah. So Solanke as a second striker.
You then get a sniff, ladies and gentlemen, at Mickey van der Ven. What are we doing?
Pedro Porro.
Or Porro. But what are you doing? You're taking
that's what I mean. You've got to look at the best deal, not necessarily, like you said, 2-3 years, solidify. Solidify.
So if you can get Van der Ven.
What is our biggest problem? If we can't get our best midfielders that we want, I tell you what, we're still going to have an issue in midfield. But you can solve that issue by having Usain Bolt in fucking defence.
Mickey van der Ven. Yeah.
Which is Mickey van der Ven. And I think everyone will want him.
Yeah, we've all spoken about him before. Jarvis is wax lyrical about Van der Ven. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to make you drool even more now, ladies and gentlemen, because we would have Lucha, Mickey van der Ven, right? Sander Burrs, Jarvis, just for you, my old mate. Tonali, Cunha, our front three.
Thank you.
Pedro Porro at right back. Mark, even Mark's drooling now.
Yeah.
So me and
remember when a right back could cross a ball, because I don't at Man United. Even Valencia couldn't cross a ball. Do you remember? You should just absolutely hammer it.
I know.
But guys, have you heard the latest DM rumors that came in today that we are actually interested in the Chelsea guy, Andre Santos?
I did see
the DM, the Brazilian guy, the young Brazilian guy, and apparently he's worth about £50 million. And interested. He's on our list. He's on our list.
How many games has he played in the Premier League?
Yeah, the one that's
let's
50 million, but he's not kicked a ball. It's been out injured.
No.
He played Conference League. He was in the Conference League.
He's played 970 minutes for Chelsea this season.
10 games.
Let me bring it up. So here we have the stats for Andre Santos.
That's like 10 full matches, 900 minutes.
No, he played 22 matches, only 10 started. 970 minutes this season.
He's young, Premier League, though.
He's young, 21 years of age, right-footed Brazilian. He came from Strasbourg.
Yeah. They've had a lot of injuries. They're like no one else. He's good. He's technically good, but he still hasn't really proven much. And he's too young, 21. So he'd be good as a sit on the bench, which is what Chelsea bought him for. He's not a starter at 21, is he?
I mean, his most of his matches will be Europe, won't they, in FA Cup, and I'm sure I don't recall him in the Premier League.
And like you say, it's 10 starts. 10 starts. How many did he finish? And the rest are substitute appearances. So it says he's off.
62% of his duels won. That's high. So he likes to win the ball, wins his duels. That's a good thing.
It wouldn't be for me.
And it takes a lot of risk, so he's often dispossessed.
I think the key for our midfield is we need to get more height in our team. And your central midfielder, you're definitely a holding midfielder.
Yeah, he's too small.
And Jarvis is smiling again. Sanderberg is tall.
But that's why if you had a Van der Ven, a Harry Maguire, right? Because that's where you can give Maguire his extra year if you had a Van der Ven alongside him.
Well, I was about to say this. That was my next point I was going to make, actually, Mark.
Your defence can head the ball. You've got a Bird. You've got a bloody Sesko.
You beat me to it. Van der Ven extends Harry Maguire's time at Manchester United. 100% right, pal. Well, I couldn't agree with you any more than that, because you don't have to play Maguire all the time, because you could put Heaven again alongside him. You could put Yoro alongside him, but you could put Leacher alongside him. I've got absolutely. Mickey Van der Ven extends Maguire's contract by 12 months. After that, Maguire moves on, but you could keep Maguire for 12 months. 100% agree. Van der Ven would be a dream signing. He really would.
Sign him to make you save money.
He is that good. We know that. We all know that. Everybody knows football. He's injury.
He has hamstring issues currently, but a lot of that is now being looked at as, well, not that we're much better, but is the medical staff at Tottenham, because but 2 years ago that was us. We couldn't get anyone off the bench because we can't. So
I think you get Van der Ven, and I think he'll want to go in the summer anyway, Mickey Van der Ven. I don't think he'll want to stay.
I think it's ready for him to go because he's not been able to hold down his space. And don't forget, you could even put him alongside De Ligt, and you got a Dutch centre back pairing.
I saw someone mention Sangare, the Nottingham Forest guy. We talked a little bit about him yesterday, and we have been linked to him. And talking about height, he's quite a big guy. Is he someone you would prefer, Mark?
I like Sangare, but he doesn't stick in your head. Do you know what I mean? No. When we're talking about each Premier League team,
it's like Onana of Aston Villa. He's very strong ball winner type player, long legs,
Onana
covers a lot of ground, but he's very awkward on the ball. He's not a natural when it comes to his technique and his passing. But for me, no.
So I've just noticed that we have a million questions. And I'm talking.
I've seen someone constantly turning
absolutely tons of questions. We should probably wrap up and this section and
let me just finish on the midfielders thing. Is most of them are going for height at the moment over passing ability, because if it's your holding midfielder, your pass is the person alongside of him. I want you to win the ball. He picks up the second ball and pass. It's going back to 80s, 90s football. Well, just classic football. You could probably go back through all the ages, but one wins the ball, one sits, one attacks, right? Be it defender or midfielder. So, he does. If they don't stick in my mind, Jarvis, that's how I view them. Like going, you're going to really struggle if he came in for you, because if you're not standing out for me, thinking he could do all right at United, then maybe you're not the right person. But he's good. Like I say, he's good, but is it in a struggling Forest team? Yeah. And it's hard sometimes to look at it going, is he just good because they're doing so bad? Is he a rose between two thorns, so to speak? Yes. Which I feel we say about Kobe Mainu at the moment. We've got no one else. Because I feel he's fallen off over the last few games, yet we're still saying he's better than Ugarte.
Yeah.
But that's why
I rated him a couple of seasons ago. I don't even remember Enzo Lefebvre, the guy who plays for Sunderland now. And Sangare. Sangare at the PSV, and Enzo Lefebvre came from, was it Lens or a French club, Rennes or something. So both of them are highly rated, undiscovered gems, like the hipster thing. Everybody talked about them too. But I don't know. Sangare, at least is Premier League proven. So coming in as the fourth choice, just a ball winner, someone who can break up the game, and could work, but
Sangare
I think we
is
should
in the
look
same.
at better level.
Sangare is very similar to Diouf, the left back at West Ham. But I like him, but I don't always remember him. Do you know what I mean?
Diouf, by the way, who played for Tromsø in Norway, by the way. Diouf, yeah.
Yes.
Guys, it's time for the Q&A. We have a lot of questions. Stu is preparing himself. Guys, if you have any more questions, get them in. It's time for the Q&A. We will do half an hour, I would guess, so 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
From now.
Finish. Yeah.
Let me play the jingle and
we ain't got time for the jingle.
Let's dance.
We have tons. I found my shades, Jarvis. I found them. I've got to dig them out, and I will be. Yes, we'll be shaded up next time, guys. We have tons of questions to go through. I haven't actually gone through them yet to weed out the not so important ones. But anyway, let's start with. Yeah, it won't be tonight.
No,
it can't be tonight. We are going to finish, gentlemen, at 11:10. So let me get on with it. Right. Yep. First question this is from last night, actually. We started this last night. And Naz was talking about for season ticket holders, would they expect the Prem not to have so much concentration of top talent compared to the rest of Europe for affordable tickets? The Prem sold its soul a long time ago. So what he's saying is the price of season tickets are growing. Salaries are growing. Is it down to the amount of talent? Would we be better off with more mediocre players to keep the prices down for us? In a nutshell, Jarvis, you had a point that you made last night, so maybe you could just quickly go over that.
Well, no, when it comes to I think it's important to keep the local fans at the club, because I think the local fans are the soul of the club in a way. And let's say let's say Stretford End isn't there anymore. How would the atmosphere be on Old Trafford? And also look at other clubs, but football is bought for the common man, the working man, and not for the rich and famous. And it should always be like that. And I think we are, as Nas said, we are selling our soul to the highest bidder. And why? So players can get higher wages. So Sky can make more money, or BT or whoever, or the Premier League as an organization. It's not about it. It's about getting regular people going into matches and enjoying themselves. Getting your thoughts into something else, because life is stressful enough as it is at the moment. Electricity bill, the gas bills, food prices, house of costing, everything. It's tough. It's tough. So we need this. We need the game of football to be what it is. That's just my take. So enough is enough.
Mark, do you want to just add a quick
caveat to that?
Just a quick one.
My nephew's been to a third of the games. We live on the south coast, so why fans need to be local is a ridiculous thing for me, because we pay 3 times the price to a local person to get there and go to the games, and he's a student, so you can do it if you want to do it. Prices going up. We're still not even the top set ticket price in the Premier League. But this thing about having lesser talented players to bring down the ticket prices don't go down. They only go up. you know. Stu, Jarvis, well, probably won't apply to you, but like myself, I want a pay rise. I'm not going to get 5%, but they're going to go up 5%. Food costs going to go up 10%. My salary will probably go up 1, 2, 3. If I get 5%, I'm a fucking happy guy. Do you know what I mean? But it's not going to happen. And everywhere you look, it's not Manchester United, it's every club. Below the Premier League, it's even worse. And I don't think people realise that. The Premier League has got caps on away tickets, championship, championship. And down, don't. You can pay £100 for an away ticket for a championship match, but they're capped at 60 something for Premier League game. Okay, so we can complain about season tickets and that, but trust me, be a Fulham fan. Be a Fulham fan in their new stand. They're paying £130 a game.
I know,
right? On their ticket price.
Guys, we'll have to wrap that one up, otherwise we're not going to get through anywhere near these questions. Some good ones. So we're going to start with some easy ones that are very yes and no answers. The Premier has one for you, Jarvis. I will let you read that one out because I'm sure you
Jarvis, successterte eller kväfjordkake? Kväfjord cake. Kväfjord cake, well, actually we call it världens bästa, or the best in the world. That's the name of it, and I would definitely choose kväfjordkake because it's merengue, it's almonds, it's paste.
Meringue and almonds.
Yeah, it tastes like marzipan. I knew that one.
It's very good. It's very good. So kväfjordkake. And how do you know that? You are Canadian, Primate.
I wouldn't have a clue on that one. Here's a good one from Bilal. And Bilal said, lads, what was your favourite subject in school?
PE.
PE as well for me. I couldn't wait for PE. Couldn't wait.
PE, science and history. I'll give you 3 because I've got A stars in all of them. So.
Well, for me, political science was always my favourite. Political
science. I love PE and English. I just liked English. I don't know why. I can't speak it, mind you, but I can write it very well. I can write it very well, but I prefer English. But English and PE. Great question.
Geography, political science, I would say, and what's the other name? Regular science. What's
biology, chemistry, physics.
We were split up with biology and chemistry. Excellent. Great question. Bilal's also got another yes or no answer. Did we think the World Cup will be cancelled?
No.
I'm going to go with no as well, but yeah, I don't know about it this year.
No, it's never going to be cancelled. No, it's too much money in the game now. They can't. They can't.
He won't
maybe
be happy. Yes, no, I totally agree. But maybe it should. Bilal's put a couple of jokes in. If we get time, Bilal, we'll put the jokes out. If not, then
maybe the World Cup could be boycotted. That could be interesting.
The potential of that is quite high.
By who? By who?
By half the teams.
More
than half the teams, probably.
Germany don't want anything to do with it, really. So.
No.
Trev's come in with a Trevorism, and Trevor says, what is your favourite type of player, be it cultured left-back, box-to-box midfielder, old-fashioned number 9, solid goalkeeper, etc.? What would be quite funny is if I answered for Jarvis, and then Jarvis answers for Mark, and then Mark answers for me.
Okay.
So I think Jarvis's favourite player would be cultured. I'm not going with just left back. I'm just going with cultured on the ball, i.e., very nicely presented, lovely rhythm, nice style, lovely play, either with his left foot. So I would say Jarvis would like the more cultured side of the game. That would be, and then so you think about Mark, and then we'll go a yes or no.
Okay. But did you say a position, or did you say just?
No,
because I'm a purist when it comes to the game.
I just think purely cultured. I don't think you care where it is. If you could be a cultured goalkeeper, Jarvis, I think you would be happy with just cultured.
By the way, did you see the under 18s Man United goalkeeper at the moment? He's very good with the ball in his feet. Very good.
Yeah, I know. I did see.
Looks very cultured. You know, he caught my eye. So yeah.
So that's what I would say cultured.
Yeah.
What about Mark? So what you think?
No, when it comes to Mark, I think Mark has played the game and he likes brute force. He likes the players who are direct, like kind of the old-fashioned type of English players. Direct, strong, what do you call it? The door breaker type of player who will run through everything with no teeth and
Joe Jordan.
Joe Jordan type of player. I think that's Mark's players. That's what he looked for, and that's what he admire. And also, I think that's kind of the type of player Mark aspired to be when he was.
I think that's a very good assessment. I'll be interested to see what Mark thinks about that one. And Mark, what do you think? It's not difficult. I would like.
Mr. No Nonsense, Roy Keane, Brian Robson, eat your heart out, whoever it was, Roy Chopper Harris, central midfielder, because I know he'd rather be in midfield than he would be playing at the back. That's due to a T. Literally, you're going down one way or another.
Yeah. Mark, you're 100% right, pal. 100% accurate. Jarvis, was I close or?
Yeah, I think you're very close, very close. But okay, if you're going to say one position.
If I was going to say one position, I think the left-sided winger would be you.
So you're going for the Garrincha type?
Yes, I'm going for the Garrincha. Not because you were called Garrincha, but I know the type of player that you was, but I also know the type of football that you like. And only cultured people like cultured players.
Well, almost right, Stu, but I'm more of a box-to-box type of player who can dictate the tempo and be press resistant and good on the ball, you know, and doing things elegantly and simplistically. I always had a great love for the total football team of the Dutch teams, you know, the 70s teams. And position is not that I think much about it, but right now, you know, I'm fully into defensive midfielders who's good on the ball.
Nice.
And
Sanderberg,
but also Vitinha and players we mentioned, you know, guys who are Tonali, guys who can dictate the tempo, who's good on the ball. Pirlo type of player at his day, you know, Modric, all of these players, you know, those are my type of players.
I'm happy I was close. Mark, was Jarvis close?
Yeah, from what a lot of people would probably describe me as, I don't really think of myself. I just go out and do my job. I was a bit of a Roy Keane, but as a striker. But my mates would always say that I was some kind of cross between a Ruud van Nistelrooy and a Wayne Rooney, sort of no nonsense, sort of can score the spectacular, but yeah, I will batter if I've got to run between two defenders, I'll drop both my shoulders and put them both down. Do you know what I mean? Lift the ball and run through them. But that was it. I was win at all costs is probably the best way to say it. Win at all costs. If I've got to push it in the goal with my hand, I'll bloody do it. I didn't care.
Fantastic. Trev, that was a really good question. And the reason I wanted to do it that way, because I like questions like that. And I think it's easy for us to talk about ourselves, but it's better for us to talk about each other. And that's why I asked you to do that, guys. And I think that was a brilliant section, Trev. So thank you for that.
I just want to say hi to the new arrivals before we do the next question. We have Stephanie in the house, and also we have Tara P and Mr. Potus 5,000 in the chat. So welcome, guys, welcome. And it's a Q&A. So if you want get a question in, then we'll try to answer it if we have the time. And also, please smash the like.
Yes, please. We'll have to got our answers down.
And Taya Simba also. Big up, Simba.
Big up, Simba. Right. What else have we got? Bilal says, "Who is the handiest one out of you?" Now, he's talking. I presume he's talking about Well, I don't. Well, that's what Andy was saying. But I'm guessing he's talking about. Just say, for example, he's talking about a handyman. In which case, I'm useless. So
that'd be me.
Useless.
I'm already sure on that one between me and Jarvis.
Yeah. So
so you're not handy. Are you not a handyman, Stu?
No.
I perceive you as a handyman because you are into cars and you're running your own business. You have a household.
Yeah, you have a wallet for a reason, John.
Stu's toolkit has Fisher Price written on it.
That is true, and in fact, I actually call it. No, it's true because my friend, he would tell you this. I call my toolkit the Fisher Price toolkit. When he comes and helps,
I knew it. I just knew it.
It's true. He goes because we bought some new kitchen units, you see. So I said to him, I'll build them, and then can you put? He just looked at me, build them. You must be fucking joking. He goes. So I am rubbish when it comes to handyman. I would imagine you two run each other quite close. I know Jarvis, for example, is hugely practical. I just know because I've seen evidence of it. Hugely practical. I'd imagine you're practical as well, Mark. I'm guessing that's what you mean by handiest. If you're talking about scrapping, who knows? Who knows?
Okay,
we've got a former Marine up there, remember?
No, I'm not handy. I'm more of a theoretical guy, but I can do
say the phrase. Jarvis is a lover, not a fighter.
Yes. I can change a light bulb just about. I'm joking.
With a hammer.
I can do that. Trevor likes the answers. Yeah, I'm glad you like. I thought it was a great question. It's one of my favourite questions. I like that because it gets us to think about this. Right, brilliant question, Bilal. Jamie's got a good question. Jamie says, "Panel, we've been trophyless for 2 seasons now. Are you all at all worried about it as much as I am? And how long do you think it will last?" I like that question. Jamie, I think we've got another 2 years yet before we see a trophy. I'm sorry to say. I would love us to win.
We can win an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup.
I'm going to be honest with you, Mark. It depends what we do in the summer. And that's a cheat answer. I know it is. But right now, today, could we win one of the cups?
Can we just point out, we might have gone 2 years without winning a bloody trophy, but we've won one nearly every year, but Arsenal still hasn't won a trophy.
Correct. And Eric Ten Hag. Eric the Red. Eric the Viking.
Did we win the Charity Shield last year? I can't remember. Did we not win that?
The Europa League?
No, we won the did we win the
Charity Shield, didn't we?
Yeah, we won the Charity Shield. And
we won a trophy last year.
Yeah, and then we won the FA Cup.
No, we didn't. No, did we win it? No, we lost it to City. We lost on penalties, I believe, to City in the Charity Shield. But well, who knows? But that's not the Shield. That's not the trophy. But in a way, I share Jamie's concerns when it comes to Man United, and I think we are deep into the 2030s before we are a title contender, a serious title contender again.
Okay, I'm going to add something to that. Would you be happy not winning for another 2 seasons if we're in the Champions League? Because I think if we're in the Europa League, we have a good chance of winning a trophy, right? Yeah. We're one of the best teams in it.
Yeah.
So we're in the Champions League, and like you say, we've got to sacrifice because we're rebuilding to get there.
Yeah.
Would you be happy not winning a trophy? But staying in the Champions League, because in the Champions League, that's an extra 100 million, an extra 100 million, an extra 100, you know.
Yeah, because what trophies haven't given us is sustainability and longevity. So that's where I'm looking for. It's a great question, actually, Jamie. It's a really, really good question. And it's not a question you can answer with a yes or a no. It has to have some kind of substance attached. And Jarvis is right, Mark's right. I don't think there's a wrong answer, actually, Jamie, on that one. But great question, mate. Thank you for that. You got.
By the way, we are on 40 likes now. Thank you, Stephanie, for bringing it up. And if you are watching and you haven't smashed a like, do us a favor and do so. It means a lot for us. You know, the
Ooh.
feedback and response that you guys give us.
Yes. Here's a nice one.
Well, there's only one.
What's your favourite halftime snack of choice?
Always.
I'll let you
So
start
many.
with that, Elvis.
Well, it's what do you call it? I call it potetgull, but it's you call it crisps with paprika.
Oh, you like paprika? Crisps.
Yes.
Mark, what do you have when you go?
Well, there's only one for me. It's Jaffa cakes, right?
Jaffa cakes.
But the kids they're all into like the Haribo and shit like that nowadays because it's the slower release glucose. But probably in my old age, it's a protein bar.
Yeah, for me, it depends if it's half time that we're playing or half time at the match. So if it's half time at the match, it's got to be the staple Bovril. It's just got to be the staple. I can't go to a game and not have a Bovril.
It's got to be a burger with everything.
Yes, I feel I've cheated life if I don't have a Bovril and a hot dog. I feel I've cheated life. When I play, I'm with you, Mark. It's Jaffa cakes, 100%. So, again, Trev, great question. I think it's great that we've got a nice one from Bilal, which I'm going to ask as a final question because I just like it. It's a nice question. We're way behind schedule, everybody. So let me just see what we've got.
Going back to the original statement that 30 minutes means an hour and a half.
Yes. Yes, I'm trying to go through so we finish at a reasonable time.
Yeah.
I haven't had a throat slit yet this year, and it's an absolute miracle. So, story come in. He says, I think we need a new right back who was good going forward. Who would be your pick? Mine is Ryerson.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah, strong 14 assists this season. Yeah. Mark, you can start with that one. Who would be your right back choice?
Pedro Porro.
Yes, he was mine, actually. He was mine, yeah. I agree with you on that. I think
if we're going Premier League, obviously we're not going Timber or someone like that. So Pedro Porro. I'm looking below us.
No, I'd agree with you. I've got no issue.
Honorary mentions. If you want to take him, I'd look at someone like Palace, the Muniz. I know he's a right wing back, but
Jarvis loves him. I think you might just look at Jarvis because I think that would have been his choice.
Yeah,
Jarvis.
No. I really like Julian Ryerson. I've been mentioning him a couple of times, but no one knew who he was a couple of years ago. But he's been really good against for Dortmund, and he plays fantastic for the Norwegian national team also. And he's such a cool guy, Ryerson. He doesn't care about football. He doesn't watch football on TV. He dresses very casual. I think it's like kind of a rock type of guy. He goes with the jeans with holes in it and just a worn down T-shirt, and he doesn't give a fuck. That's just the guy he is.
He's stylish.
No, he's not stylish. That's the thing. He's not stylish. He's just himself.
I wear ripped jeans. I'm stylish.
Yeah, you are always. Well, for me, as a player, I like his attitude. He has something edgy in his attitude.
Yeah, I was with Mark actually. I like Porro, so I'd have gone with Porro. Good question though. I like it again. A good question. Right, what else we got, gentlemen?
And the Madness is in the house. Big up, and the Madness. Good to see you, my friend. I'm glad you tuned in.
Simba's put a question in. Yes. And he says, if INEOS get the next manager appointment wrong, do you think everyone will lose patience with them?
We already have them.
I was going to say, I think we already have. I will say this, Simba, and we've spoken about it recently, all of us on this on this channel, on this particular show on a Monday night. They've got no choice but to get it right. I think it could well be the demise of the club if they get it wrong. It is absolutely pivotal they get it right, in my opinion. This is make or break, I think, for Manchester United.
No, it's people. It's not INEOS. It's the neck of Potato Head and Weetabix. those two guys will be out the door. But INEOS will still be here. The project INEOS. How many managers have they sacked in France? 7, 8. Are we talking? It's madness.
But Jarvis, they can sack those managers without it being high profile. You can't do that. Like this is share price manipulation and things like that.
Trust me, Mark. They can. They can. As long as the Glazers won't sell and Sir Jim Ratcliffe won't sell, they will stick around forever. That's just the deal. So I'm sorry to say, but obviously, Berada and Wilcox will be out the door if the next appointment goes wrong.
It can't go wrong for me. It can't go wrong.
It can always get worse. That's you heard it here first.
No, that's true. Yeah. But for me, it's got to stop. It has to stop here. You've got to sew the umbilical cord back on now. It's got to stop. We've got to have some kind of unity for me. I think to get it wrong.
The chat might not have heard it, but Ali McCoist, I think, hit the nail on the head when he was on Talk Sport when Carrick first came in, right? And the reason he was saying why you got to go with Carrick, because it's the only logical answer for INEOS not to get it wrong. Because they can get it right by giving him the job because he gets Champions League. He gets them back in Europe. He done what he was being asked to do. But if they were to not give him the job and then bring in whoever you bloody wanted, it could be Ancelotti, it could be Thomas Frank, it could be anyone, and them not do it, it's instantly going to go, INEOS, what the fuck are you doing? Carrick was already doing a good job. Why did you... Do you see what I mean? Yeah. So they go back. So Stu is so on. They have to get it right. Whatever they do has to work. And there's only one way they're going to make that happen, and that is throw money at it in the summer.
Yeah. Good question. I like it. But Jarvis is also right, by the way. Wilcox and Potato Wedges.
Got to.
They should fuck off.
Just signed another bloody ex-Man City player, but director of the academy.
We've just done it. Yeah, we were talking about it last night. Yeah. Jarvis, the Primot has got another question for you, and he says, "Are we ever an ice hockey player?"
Yes. During winter time, we played hockey all the time, because we have long winters, and it's a team sport. It's competitive. It's fun. It's quite funny, and it's also a good training. You get your exercise, and it's always great meeting up with the lads and playing hockey. So yeah. And by the way, my favorite team in Canada, Primit, is in the NHL is Boston Bruins.
Boston Bruins.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about ice hockey, by the way. And I quite like the Maple Leafs, I think they're called.
Toronto, yeah,
Maple Leafs, because I just like the name, Toronto Maple Leafs.
It's the Canadians, Montreal Canadiens, that's the biggest team. They have the biggest arena, the biggest crowds.
I don't know anything about it, but
they are the Manchester United of hockey.
That's why I like them then. That's why I like them. I know my stuff, and clearly.
You can't beat the Mighty Ducks. I'm sorry, but the film will make you a fan for life.
The Disney, good old Disney, yeah. The Flying V, yeah.
What's the name of the actor? Emilio Estevez? No.
Yeah.
So interestingly, Jarvis, I used to play roller hockey when I wasn't playing football, which is probably the most stupidest thing you can do, as a football player, try and play on that. Yeah, really dangerous, especially the way I was quick. And I was like the guy who couldn't stop. I was so quick, but I couldn't skate backwards. So I just slammed into the board, turned around and ran back the other way on my skates. But I tell you what, your calf muscles and your hamstrings and that is such a good workout for that. And it's one of the things I put down to explosive pace for me.
I know it would be. Just coming with a question. What's the biggest myth in football? Well,
this season it has to be the socks. They're cutting holes in the socks.
It's purely subjective, isn't it? It's purely subjective what the biggest myth in football is. So Jarvis is going with the cars. I would go with Pep Guardiola. I think he's the biggest myth in football. Reason being, I'd love to see Guardiola go to a team that's not got any money and hasn't got a ready-made championship winning side. See what you can do then. So he's the biggest myth in football for me.
I think the biggest myth in football is when they turn around to you and say, "Oh, but it's the same pitch for both teams."
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
Fucking hell, like yeah, because we play on it once and they play on it, 39 times.
39 times.
Right.
No,
it's one of the biggest myths. It's like, what are you saying, you idiot?
Trevor's put another look, Trev. As much as we'd love to get involved in that. Unfortunately, because we go out globally, somebody could read this, and if we start talking about stuff we don't know, so I think you all know the answer to that question, Trev, and we're all pretty much in agreement on this panel as to what we think on that one. And under Devilish Tacticos would also be. I don't think it's something we could perhaps.
I put it in the same category as the one he asked me on my show if Jarvis was there the other day, and I was like, I'm not talking about him.
Yes.
He's in the same category as for two other people.
But Sepp Blatter. Sepp Blatter.
Yes, exactly.
That guy, he would never take a brown envelope, guys. No, trust me.
You wouldn't go
never. No.
What else have we got? We've got. Here's a good one. Best goal you've ever seen in a match you played in, be it for or against.
Yeah,
Mark. I know you have one.
My best mate Dean, he hit an absolute rocket, and I kid you not. You know, like Ronaldo's free kick against Portsmouth from like 40 something yards.
Yeah,
half volley, absolute smashes it, and it's in the stanchion, but it hits the stanchion and bounces straight back out.
Oh, fantastic.
So the best goal I ever saw was not given as a goal. And I mean, he couldn't do it again. It was just one of those, like, where Wayne Rooney ran onto the one at Newcastle. It was like that. And it's just hit the stanchion, bounced out. The ref's not giving it. I'm like, I'm in the box, right, following it in. I'm like, you can imagine I'm going mental. And it was like, but it was such a hit. So playing for me, that's the closest I was to Wayne Rooney. And I think his best ever goal of the Newcastle one. It's very similar to
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Jarvis?
It's a tough one, but it's one goal I remember. It was a left back who played in my team. His name was Leif. That's a Norwegian name, by the way. And he cleared the ball. He played as a left back. He cleared the ball halfway into our side of the pitch, and it went over the goalkeeper and directly into goal. That was like Beckham-esque type of a goal. It was purely luck. He didn't do it on purpose, but we all celebrated like we scored the winner in the World Cup final. That was a fantastic goal.
Best goal again. I've been playing the game that long. I've seen some great goals, but I'm going to give it to my boy. About 4 years ago, he had a left foot belter from the edge of the box, but it dropped over his head. So it literally comes from behind him over his head, and he beautiful strike. Top corner, the keeper just stood there like that. And I just remember he was going mad and his mates were going mad. I just remember going, hold it together, Stu. Just don't cry. Hold it together. And I was trying not to cry. I was so emotional because it was a beautiful strike.
I struggle to remember my goals. Like I thought I was bad for it because I always listened to all the players and that they're always recalling their goals. But then I was listening to Gareth Bale.
Yes,
and he can't remember anything he did. He just turned up to play football.
We can remember when he destroyed Maicon at Inter Milan. He talked about that, didn't he?
Yes.
He said, "All I did was run at him."
That's about it.
All I did was run at him. I can't remember any of mine. I remember one, and I don't think it's a particularly good goal. But I was on the right side of the edge of the penalty area, and the ball came and I just chested it down, dropped it on my knee, and then got a volley in, and it went in top corner. But I don't know how it went in.
Was that one of the two? That was one of the two, not counting own goals, by the way.
Don't, because Trevor will be on the fucking own goal thing now. The fucking cheek. The cheek.
Not too shabby for a centre back.
The thing is, that, and I've always said this, by the way, and I maintain this, I really do. And real footballers like you guys, you will admit to this. you always score one goal, don't you, in your life, in your career, that even surprises you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you tried it 10 times, you'd only ever fucking score it once. It just wouldn't happen ever again. I think one of those was I also remember in a cup semi-final, and I was playing up front at the time, so don't laugh at me, right? And somebody threw. There was a throw, and he threw the ball, and I dropped, so it went over the defender's head. I spun him behind him, and I hit it on the volley, and that went in as well. And that really surprised me. That did, because once I'd struck it, I did a bit of a skip because I didn't know how to gracefully hit it, if that makes sense. I just leathered the fucker, absolutely leathered. And as I leathered it, I kind of did like a jump afterwards. And I think the keeper was laughing at me in the strike, and that's why.
Was it like almost like a Paul? You remember Paul Ince used to do that, like a skip and then.
Yeah, it was a funny. I looked at Jarvis. I must have looked a fucking tit. I mean, I look at tit anyway. I admit that, when I play football, I look at tit anyway. But it was just one of those, and I was relatively prolific in my youth. I'll have you know.
Yeah,
I say relatively. I say relatively. So, but anyway,
still no footage. He plays 2 times a week, no footage.
We don't film our games. We never have done. I don't know why. We just don't. We just don't. I play sometimes 3 times a week, 4 times a week.
Yeah.
We just don't. We just never film. I don't know why.
Buying a VO or something like that now, Stu, is like $2,000 a year. Like to like, you need software which they still run for you. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's why people don't record games.
Yeah, we just. It's not a big thing in here. There are now a lot of kids. Certainly with YouTube and TikTok, they're filming themselves all the time. I mean, do you know how bad it's got in the UK, Joe? I don't know what it's like in Norway. And Mark will know this, because there's a guy on TikTok, isn't there? That he claims he plays Saturday League football.
Oh,
and the shittest fucking pitch you've ever seen. They've got no kits, right? The referees are overweight. But half of them, Jarvis, and I jest you not, right? They've got GoPros on their fucking head. No, it's true, isn't it, Mark? I'm not lying. I'm like, no, I'm not joking. They've got GoPros on their fucking head. I'm thinking, do you ever head the football? You can't do.
You can get a button cam now, and it's a real strong magnet on the back, and you can literally have it here. And so, like, you could play with a cam on there. Good luck chesting the ball down, but I did play when we had laces in the shirts, the old Man United ones. I
did. I mean, I played
the Man United zip. When you chest the ball down, it's like went bang. Oh, fucking hell!
I played when they had laces on the fucking. I played when they had laces on the fucking football. And that did hurt when you had it. It's just one of those.
Don't get Stu going. The next subject is grip socks.
Here we go. It's prolific OGs. So see, Jarvis, you started it. You started. Right. What else have we got? We've run over time, so we'll go for 5 minutes, gents. Let me see what else we've got.
Last couple of questions. Yes.
One from End the Madness. Jarvis, Stu, Mark. Do any of you smoke? No.
Never have done.
But actually, I have to admit, I did smoke when I was younger. Not the green, but cigarettes.
No, I never smoked.
Yeah.
My dad was a heavy smoker, Jarvis, and I
smoked when I was like 19, 20, 21, but then I stopped again, but mostly like party smoking. But after the party ended, I would probably go to the gas station and buy like a 10-pack of cigarettes. So I stopped, never do it again. It's not good for you. And you're not getting a better footballer when you smoke. So, your stamina goes away.
There's a hell of a lot of people in the UK that will disagree with that from Stu's age and like downwards.
Yeah.
When he said halftime snack, I'm like, what, a pint and a fag?
Honestly, they'd be smoking, driving to the game. They would be in the car park someplace.
Yeah.
And then because
my old goalkeeper always used to stand outside the dressing room before the game and then smoke a couple of cigarettes, you know. But he was fantastic. He was the best goalkeeper I ever played with.
Yeah.
So,
talking about footage of playing, I have just put a link to my last game where I was in goal, heavily overweight in it, because it was after an operation and everything. So I went in goal and it was our cup final. We won the cup final, but it was in our for the vets. And I'm in goal. So if anyone wants to go have a laugh, I'm a goalkeeper. What video? I look like Dean Henderson, got the cap on and everything.
Yeah,
but my mate edited it, so it's on YouTube. So it's a YouTube link.
when we get together, when we get together, the lads, on a Wednesday night, in particular when we play open age group, we just I walk in with my boots in my hand, right? I got my tracksuit on, my kit's underneath, because we just wait, we hang around, we laugh and joke, we go straight on, play the game, and come straight off. It's just one of those. Just one of those. Great fun.
By the way, Trev, I would just want to answer this. Would smoke a 20-pack and run 10 miles when he was a Marine. Actually, when I was a Marine, we used to run the 3 kilometers, and we had to go below 12 minutes. So my personal best was 10 minutes 20 something, and I was a smoker at the time. So I wish I never did, by the way. But 10 minutes, 20 seconds, something, that's quite good.
That's pretty good going on it. Right, final question, guys. And I kept this to last, so I hope Bilal's still watching, because I do like questions like this. And that is, what is the most memorable day of your childhood?
I'm so old, you know, I can't. I have to really dig deep to go back there.
Yeah, me too. Well, I'm older than you, so I'd have to dig deeper.
Oh, it has to be like a birthday or a Christmas Eve or something.
What about chasing Emma Smith? Kiss chase. What about chasing a girl kiss chase? I did break my collarbone, though, chasing her.
Oh.
We were doing kiss chase, and I broke my collarbone chasing her. And that was at Relational. That was at Relational school. That one. I love kiss chase. Oh dear. I did break my collarbone playing kiss chase. I've had so many. I don't know if I can really single one out.
No.
Okay. I'll reverse the question. If you could go back and live one day from your childhood, what would it be?
I tell you what, then.
Sometimes will make you think different. What would you do again? Like, what from your childhood, if you had to say, "Oh yeah, I'll do that again." That was great. I know mine was the day me and my best mate, I was 15, went to the World Cup in France. It's just me and him. He's 16. Was only allowed to go if he went with me, and I'm 15.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm younger. And we got the train, ferry, fucking bought the tickets outside the ground, you know, off a tout. Went to the World Cup, England, Colombia. Slept in the terminal to come back after not really knowing how we were getting back to England. Nice. Fucking unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? As a kid, that was something. Well, I'll never forget me and Sam doing that. Yeah.
I think it's got to be. It's got to be my first United match. I mean, that was just amazing. You know, I just remember my Uncle Brian telling me that we were going, and we caught a train to Molineux, and being there as a 7-year-old watching Manchester United was just fucking honestly. I took Jakey when he was 10, and I didn't tell him what was happening, and I put on I made a card, and I put on this card, guess who's going to watch Manchester United today? And then he opened it up, and then and he was like, ooh. And he couldn't quite work it out, and his face dropped. And I didn't even record that, Jarvis. Didn't even record that moment. You know, because, you know, and I wasn't a child then. So I guess going to Wolves at the time was just fucking amazing. I mean, I love football anyway. And, so that's probably it. It's a great question, but it's a tough one, though. Again, it's a real hard one. It's a great question.
Yeah. If I would think of any day, I remember when I think we were 12, we went away to play a tournament, and you played all those short games, like 15 minutes, and you played like 6 games a day, in that tournament, and you go on the next day, Saturday, Sunday. And that one day I was on fire, and I scored in every game. My first game I scored a hat-trick, then I scored a brace in the next game, and it went on and on and on all day, and I was on fire. And I remember the last game, it was kickoff. We were standing in the middle of the field, and I was thinking to myself, what if I just take the ball and run directly at the goal, just dribble as many as I can and shoot? Because my confidence was off the roof at that moment. And I did. For me, there was like, what the hell is going on? I was, you are in that. You just have a vision when you play. You can foresee everything that's going on the pitch, and you know exactly what to do in every moment. And that was one of those days. And afterwards, I remember at that night, the local radio came. We lived in a school. They came in the classroom and wanted to interview me and talk about, you are the top scorer. How do you think that the tournament is going and all of that? That was a fantastic day.
Yeah, too right. It sounds absolutely brilliant.
I would like to relive that day again. Yeah.
It's a great question, Bilal. That's it. Question time is over, gents, at 11:30. So we've done well tonight. Happy birthday to Jamie Wayne for Saturday. We play Villa Sunday, Jamie. We'll be doing a Villa preview. So if we do it Saturday night, we can do it for your birthday, Jamie. How's that?
We'll have to see the schedule. I'm not quite sure. Maybe we have to do the preview on Friday. Most likely, I think that the Carrick interview will be on presser will be on Friday.
Yeah, the presser will be on Friday. Yeah.
I think well, we'll see. We'll see, Jamie. But guys, just press those notifications.
I think. It's birthday. Wow, we got loads of.
Wow.
Make sure you get your birthday. We'll say, Jamie, you're only allowed one day on your birthday. You can't be monopolising March. I haven't decided if I'm giving up yet. I might have another birthday month yet, so you can't be monopolising March. Let us know how old you are, Jamie. But we'll be saying happy birthday to you for most of the week, buddy.
Yeah.
That's it. Great Q&A tonight. Seriously, loved it. Trev, I know you put a lot more questions in. We had covered a lot of your questions throughout the show anyway. Same with you, Bilal. Some of your jokes, we'll read your jokes out tomorrow. Well, maybe Jarvis will vet them first. But look, I hope you've enjoyed the show. We've absolutely loved it tonight. It's nice that there's been nothing controversial to talk about, which is great. So, and Jamie's 36 on Saturday, everybody.
Ooh, very good advice.
Jamie, I've got 20
That's
years.
A good age. That's a good age.
I've got 20 years on Jamie.
Jamie Wayne is not going to be in the stream, even if you do it for Saturday. At 36, no way he's going to be.
Jamie. And the Premot also have we'll talk to you again, guys, but have a great birthday. It's just another number for the Premot. Be interested to. You can tell us if you want, or you don't have to.
No.
I'll tell you that Jarvis is 72. And he looks 72. I am 38. I wish. No, Mark's the youngest on here, aren't you, Mark?
Yeah,
Mark.
Yeah,
you're the young pup.
Mark's the youngest,
but still not young. I'm 45 this year.
Yeah,
so.
Mark's 45. Jarvis is 48.
I remember when I used to be 45. That was something.
And the Primot's 48 on Saturday. Great. Happy birthday as well.
You're the same age as me, Plymouth. That will be 49 in the summer. So
you old bastard, Joe. You old git.
Oof.
Hey, this is the last one he's happy with because it's next year when he goes, I'll be
still
49 in the summer.
We'll have a 50th birthday stream for Jarvis. Please remember to smash a like. Try and get us out there to as many people if you like what we do. We had a lovely comment from last night's show. Said he came on and said the comedy value was quite high, so he was quite pleased. with our show last night. We've got loads of support. We thank you. Can't thank you enough, really.
No. And also for the super chat from Bilal, the donation, and all the great questions and the comments. And you guys, you are the show, Mark and Stu. Thank you guys for doing this with me. And I just got to say, I ran a small simulation through ChatGPT and gave them the transcript and asked ChatGPT to tell me what are we doing right and what are we doing wrong. And we are actually doing right because we are talking like a radio show and we are communicating like we are not on a script, and we're not on a script, and we just have regular pub talk football conversations. But YouTube doesn't like that. They want us to be structured, be right on the case, tell you in as short of a time as possible the latest news, and that's that. So guys, if you like this concept and want us to continue this, you need to help us and you need to get us out there. I need every one of you to smash the like. It's so important. And afterwards, also go in and hype the show when it becomes a video, because now YouTube, the algorithms, is how it works. We have in the summer we had some shows that had over 7,000 views. Right now we are down to 200, 300, 500.
500, yeah.
So the algorithms changes all the time, and now the hype thing is the most important. So please do us a favor and do that. But the most important thing is that you guys are here and that we are still a great community. So thank you, everybody. And
how do people remember my coffee stain carpet? I haven't stained this carpet, y'all. I need to change.
I remember that one. I remember that.
Everybody
you were so stressed out because of the coffee stain.
Oh, that's right. I'd show him some boots or something. You weren't on the show, Mark. I got a load of boots. I was going through different studs on the boots, wasn't I? So I had about 5 or 6 pairs on here. And I went down and I didn't come up for a bit because I got a big coffee stain on the thing. It was embarrassing. I mean, it was really fucking embarrassing. Everybody remembers the coffee stain. Tyrone, good to see you. One thing, just coming on from Jarvis, we're not going to be sensationalist whatsoever. We're not going to do what other channels do. We're just going to do our own thing. And if we grow, we grow. And if we don't, we don't. We love, and Mark does, coming on and talking to you guys, and you guys coming on and talking to us. Some of the questions you've been asking us recently have been really, really good. I like them. They're quite... You're getting to know us as people as well. You know what's personal to us, what we like and don't like, and we're happy to share.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, it's not all bad. We have 110 viewers on X at the moment, 30 on YouTube, and 1 guy on Twitch, as always. So, guys, it's been a great show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Trevor, Stephanie, Tyrone coming in late. Big up Tyrone, Jamie Wayne, and the Madness. All of you legends of the chat, Jarle Malmin, and the rest of you guys. Thank you very much. We will be back. Are we doing a show tomorrow night or early show?
We can do a short one. Yeah, we can do 7 till 8 if you want before the football starts. Yeah,
we can do that. We can do that. Bodyglimt isn't playing until Wednesday. So Wednesday I will do the watch along and do the Bodyglimt thing. So at least we will be back on Wednesday. But we might do a show tomorrow early before the Champions League. We'll do just a regular chitty chat with you guys.
Yeah, we'll just do something. Don't forget to subscribe to Mark's channel. I know most of you are now, and you're in there supporting him, which is great. I know you're very pleased, aren't you, Mark? I know it's going.
Yeah, it's going quite well at the moment. It always seems stupid, like up to 116, 117 subs in 4 months is very fast.
It's good.
But yeah, I've had to do something different at the moment, trying a few different shows. So I've now brought in a player rating show directly after the games instead of just doing a breakdown, wait till the following day, take the emotion out of it. And yesterday I tried to do a look at our midfield. I wasn't necessarily happy with the video, but still getting the views. And I seem not to be in YouTube jail. So yeah, if anyone wants to come over and like my videos at the moment, please feel free. Because Yeah, whereas Java, to make more of a point of where Java's at, I've got videos hitting 100, 200 views, and you've got videos hitting 400 views, and the difference in subscribers is astronomical. And it's like, why? So Jarvis is right. Please like everything that he does, hype it. You can't do any of that on mine. So the bigger the channel, the more help they need.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. Yeah.
Pop quiz before we wrap up. JJ Gabriel, what does it stand for? What's his name? Stu?
Somebody junior. James Junior. James Junior. Bruno. Something. Oh fuck! What is it? Joseph.
Biblical.
Joseph Junior. Joseph Junior.
Joseph Junior. Yes, 10 points to Stu. Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in. JJ Gabriel, Joseph Junior Gabriel. Guys, we got to start learning this guy's name. He's fantastic. We will see more of him hopefully next season, and this will be the end of the show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.